She's a two-time world champion. Sweden's Elisabet Gustafson, her last coming in Brandon in '95. She's dominated the sport in her country, but in Nagano, she was disappointed with a bronze medal. She can do better and hoping to do much better this week in Kamloops. Kate Horn at lead. Brenda Bomer throws the second stone. Heather Godberson is the third. And Cathy Borst is their skip. Canada, the women's champions. And they are in a battle now for the 4 playoff spots, along with Germany and Andrea Schopp, Helena Black-Laversen from Denmark, and Elisabet Gustafson. All are on top of the table at 5-1. It is tight. Look at the countries, all of them, including Norway at 4-2. Those 5 will likely battle for the 4 playoff spots. Scotland and Switzerland at 4 losses can't afford any more. And it's Switzerland and Scotland who meet today. Germany plays Norway. Can Japan win their first? And Denmark goes against Jana Jokela. Here in the Thompson River Valley, it is the Ford Worlds on TSN. Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to Kamloops, BC, and TSN's continuing coverage of these Ford World Curling Championships. And just a couple of days now from crowning brand new Ford World Champions. And when everybody leaves on Monday, well, the city of Kamloops will be a winner too. Estimates say that the 3,000 visitors to this year's championship will spend upwards of $5 million in the city before they leave. As we say, just 2 days now remaining in round-robin play. The Canadian men are in a first-place tie with Finland at 5-1, and Wayne Middaugh plays just once today. That's this afternoon against Germany. But it is a very big day for Cathy Borst and her Canadian women's champions. They are in a 4-way tie for first place, all the teams at 5-1. And tonight, she goes against Norway and 2-time world champion Dorte Nordby, who sits just behind the group of 4 at 4-2. And right now, Borst is ready to go on the ice against another 2-time world champion, Elisabet Gustafson of Sweden. And she's one of those 4 teams sitting at 5-1. With their thoughts, Lyndon Ray.
Well, Vic, you're right about Kamloops. They call themselves the tournament capital. They've hosted a lot of events, right?
They sure have, and Vic mentioned the economic value of something event like this. One thing we do know for sure, Linda, is that they didn't get any of Vic's money. That we can guarantee this area. You know, the Canadian team really is starting to look strong. In particular, Cathy herself. She's 11 percentage points ahead of the closest skip, who happens to be Elisabet. And it's just to see the whole team start to really grow and feel confident. It's a great sign for the team, and I like the way Cathy has been calling the game. She's very definite. She's been reading the ice, and it's been difficult, tricky ice. Good ice, but very, very tricky. So it's a great sign for Canada. I think she's got herself in a good position. It's the middle of the week, so the rest of the week should be terrific.
When you look at Sweden, we know they're terrific, 2-time world champions. Yeah. But we like the team. They're quietly confident, a little feistiness at second with Louise Marmont. But if you were to dissect the play of that surgeon at skip, it's really the skip, Elisabet Gustafson, who has struggled a little bit. If you were to scout her, you would look at some stats and say, you know, she's actually struggled with one turn more than the other. Now, I don't know if Canada can exploit that. Sometimes it's tough, but look at her in turns, 80%, out turns 68. You may see corner guards go up to try and exploit that difference. I really think Elisabet is maybe struggling with the ice. We are in a middle sheet. Maybe that'll help her out. And it is her draws sometimes that have cost this team. If they're going to finish hard, finish strong, and make the playoffs, I think it is the skip, Elisabet Gustafson, who has to pour it on. Vic?
Of course, you can keep up to date. This is our last event of the season of champions, but it's all still available to you. Standings, player profiles, all the scores from men's and women's play on the World Wide Web. And our address is www.tsn.ca/curling. It's the second last day of round-robin play. The women's 7th draw The Canadian team taking their final warm-up slides before heading onto the ice to meet Sweden from the Riverside Coliseum on the shores of the Thompson in Kamloops, BC.
Here's the 98 Escort. It'll make you think twice. There's a sedan and a wagon. They're both very nice. Escort's quiet interior is first class. Great four-door styling is sure to last. Each have dual airbags if danger comes knocking, and premium speakers to keep you rocking. Plenty of room and handsome good looks. Escort's the choice, but there's just one hook. With two cars as great, you'll have to think twice. Both sedan and wagon are exactly the same price.
I had a great childhood, full of laughter. I want my daughter to have one too. But growing up isn't just fun and games. There's more to it than that.
Introducing the CIBC Smart Start program, a unique way to help ensure your child has the brightest, most secure financial future possible. It makes banking simple, relevant, and fun for your child.
I'd like her to stay a little kid forever. But as a parent, I owe it to her to look beyond that.
Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, seeing beyond.
A whole lot can happen. Out of the blue. Labatt Blue.
If you care, Simonize it. Get professional results at home with Simonize High Gloss Car Wax. The protection of Teflon in one easy step. Durable paint protection and a lasting shine. Clean and protect your entire vehicle with Simonize Gel Protectant, bursting with nutrient-enriched beads. Each application revitalizes, nourishes, and adds the lasting protection of Teflon. The Simonize family of car care products are available at Canadian Tire.
The Nikon Zoom 210 is a stylish, fully automatic compact camera with a sharp power zoom lens. The Nikon Zoom 210 makes taking perfect pictures simple.
I'm the groundskeeper, and this is my world.
It all starts and ends right here.
Every day, I work at making this world a better place.
There's no place like home.
It's a good day to play ball.
Jays,
a good
Expos,
day.
Mariners, Marlins, Tigers, Yankees, Orioles,
The 1998 Masters, Thursday on TSN.
The 1998 Ford World Curling Championships on TSN are brought to you by Ford Motor Company of Canada Limited, by Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, seeing beyond, by Labatt, Good Things Brewing, and by Simonize Car Care Products. If you care, Simonize it. Simonize is available exclusively at Canadian Tire.
The usual 5 sheets in play for this 7th draw of women's competition, Canada against Sweden. We're on the center sheet, sheet C. Great ice by both Hans Vutrick and BJ Gagnon, right?
It is great ice, Dick, but those two ice makers, the whole crew were here for hours last night trying to find out why it went straight last night. The curl this morning, we'll talk about the practice session, around the centers about 4 feet, around the corners 5. Now, that's in the practice session. If you were with us last night, you saw how straight it got. And here's the reason why. The frost was eating up the pebble on the outside, eating it up fast. Now, this is the center sheet, so we shouldn't see as much. But what was happening, the heat coming down in this area here, was pushing the center up a little high. Obviously not that high, that's just an exaggeration, but that's the reason why it was running so straight, and they couldn't get behind those center guards last night. It's the center sheet, as I mentioned, and they don't have as big a problem with the frost on the outside, Linda. I think it'll be fine and look good in practice.
Sweden has won the coin toss as we meet the teams, and it's Elisabet Persson and Kate Horn who throw the lead stones for Sweden and Canada. Louise Marmont and Brenda Bomer. The thirds, it's Katarina Nyberg for the Swedish champions, Heather Godberson for Canada, and the 2 skips, Elisabet Gustafson from the Umeå Curling Club in Sweden, Cathy Borst from the Otwell Curling Club in Edmonton. Sweden to play the red stones. They've won the coin toss, and to begin play with yellow stones, the Canadian lead is Kate Horn. who wants to immediately say hello to Mom, who for the first time gets to watch her daughter on TSN. Never had TSN, but has it today in Salmon Arm, not far from here, I guess down the Coquihalla. And so we welcome Mom, and we're glad that you're with us.
You can see that Heather took Linda about the middle of the 8 foot, so it's about 3.5, a little bit, you know, not quite 4 feet of curl.
It's always a struggle for the ice makers with the temperatures and the things that happen within an arena, but the players cope with it pretty well. I think both teams are starting to feel like they have more confidence with the surface, both for the weight and for reading the ice.
Bra, Elisabet. Control.
Both leads throwing up great numbers and playing well. And when we talk 4-rock free guard zone roll for leads, it's critical to get the rocks in the right position. And both these leads have been doing that for their teams.
All 4 members of this Canadian team are at the top of the stats. From a percentage point of view, Kate's right there, obviously. And Brenda leads the seconds. Heather's now leading the thirds. Nyberg is second. So the matchups are kind of interesting.
Jättehårt, allt vad ni har. Ja. 9-7 move. 13-5, Werner.
It's funny when you look at numbers, because after Canada lost their opening game, they actually threw their best numbers shooting percentage-wise in this second game. But Ray, you and I both felt it was the 4th game against Japan where we saw them come most together as a team. And although the total number wasn't quite as high as that second game, the confidence, the ability to read the ice, everything seemed to come together in that 4th game.
I really like what I see in Cathy too. It just seems to be a little bit of a, definitely a confidence thing, you know. She just is starting to feel so good about the calls and the way she's throwing, obviously, and you can just making a huge difference. She's very decisive, I guess is what I'm trying to say. She just no hesitation, knows what she's doing out there, and the team is just giving her the execution that's required.
This is one of the few times we've seen in the first end that a team has tried with last rock to generate some offense in the house by playing a freeze. They played it open for the first few stones.
Nice shot. That's how you get extra points.
Louise Marmont right up on top here in this first end. Brenda Bomer wanted to say hello to everyone in her hometown, Borst, Alberta. It's about 110 miles or so southeast of Edmonton. That's where her farm is, her grain farm in Borst.
Terrific example of how you utilize a rock that slips behind the tee line, Victor.
Spread them out now and possibly get your 2. Sweden with the hammer here in the first. Now we have a slider, and then we have a crawler.
Well, she's a very determined young lady. I've known this team for a while, watching them play in Bonskills in Europe, and Louise brings that enthusiasm and real determination to the team. You can see her sweeping her own stone, which we don't normally see in Canada, but we see a little more in Europe.
Like that? Yep. Happy. Well, get the right roll. No, we'll be rolling. What? We'll be rolling. Control.
Hit and roll.
Control.
And the roll over and across the face, and it'll sit edge of the 8.
Gets them a little closer together though, Vic, so a double can get you out of this.
Tycker ni mycket?
They're trying to hold it. It's really curling.
Oh, and they'll kill one of their own at the back. So a break for Canada here in the first. One of these teams will slip to 5 losses, and that may be too many. Switzerland and Scotland. Dorothy Nordby can help herself and bring Germany and Andrea Schopp back. Ayumi Okutsu from Tokoro will try to win her first against the U.S. and Denmark lost their first yesterday.
Quick! Hard! Hard! Hard, girl!
Heather Godberson.
Right up. Come on. Yes, 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 yes! No roll! Shot, girl. Good shot, Heather.
In hindsight, when you look back at the first stone from Nyberg and she takes out her own, curl too much. Do you play the other turn at that, Linda, or did they just get caught?
I think they just got caught. They actually could have ignored this stone if they wanted to, because their rock was shot rock. They could have drawn somewhere, but there was a couple of options. Even if she rolled towards her own, she could have just chipped it over. Got a little unlucky with it curling so much, but they're still playing aggressively. That Canadian stone rolled to the edge of the 12, and now they're going to try and draw again Sweden to generate this extra point. Terrific shots for the first end in those draws.
You gotta like that, Ray, because many teams would say, all right, we've missed our opportunity, let's just blank and get out.
I love it. I love it, Vic. I just think it's, I mean, it shows that she has, you know, confidence in being able to make that draw to start with to save the end if it doesn't work, Linda. And it's how you generate extra points, and it's a good shot. All those things are confidence builders too, and you know, this young lady is, you can see the percentage, 84. She's way above everyone else, as I mentioned in my opening comments. And she's mechanically so solid too, Linda, that when she gets a little bit of a roll, look at this here, pick it right out. That's a good shot. You tested early.
I could have left it and hit it on the nose. Thanks.
I think that's a better result, don't you, Lou?
I think Sweden can still draw to the one outside the range, but it's a little bit more difficult.
Wow. So use everything available to her. Well, both Ray and Linda have talked about the fact that some countries, some teams don't make the effort. It's a better way to put it, to try and improve their skills. Elisabet and Gustafson and her team came to Canada back in October, November. They played in 4 bonspiels across our country in Calgary, London, Winnipeg, and Saskatoon, all in an effort to get ready for the Europeans, which was a qualifier for this event, but also because they were heading to Nagano in the Winter Olympics.
And Peter Lindholm does the same thing every year, Vic. They work hard at preparing themselves. They go where the competition is. And at this stage of the development of the sport, the competition is in this country.
Same weight.
There are hundreds of strong teams across Canada and each province you go to. And if you're going to move to the next level, you have to go and face them. You have to not only just play them, you have to get to know them, you have to get to think like them.
Just nosed it, didn't it? Just spare me. Give her the control sign then.
You know, in Manitoba, we're so fortunate. We just picking out one province. Look what Ontario has as well, with Wernick and Howard and Almada and John Bass and teams that. Mike Harris, obviously, how could I possibly forget Mike Harris? I mean,
Final stone for Canada. Want to jam it on the back.
I don't know.
And they have.
I got to edge off.
That's why Sweden drew right close to that. They didn't get down to it, but left an angle to that back stone.
Så där tror jag.
But full measure for Sweden to play the end this way, taking their opportunities when they came, and a bad break for Canada to get the angle onto the back one.
Yeah, you can see it. Absolutely. I mean, she has lots of room to get that out of there. It just curled too much on her, and she drives it perfectly back, as you mentioned a moment ago. Well, I guess you should have hit the other one on the nose.
Yeah, you go back a couple, you think, woulda, shoulda, coulda. But now Sweden with a chance to hit and stay for 2.
Elisabet Persson is on the left, Louise Marmont on the right. Sweden and the team from Umeå take advantage of the jam by Cathy Borst to score 2 here in the first with the hammer. It's the 7th draw of women's play. Cathy Borst and the Canadians forced to come back early. When we come back to Kamloops.
Started with a pair of boots. Kodiak boots, actually. And it just grew from there. It grew from boots to shoes. From shoes to clothing. Everything to dress you up or dress you down. Oops, not that far down. You could say that wearing Kodiaks has taken on a whole new meaning.
Yes, it's boredom twitch syndrome. You're lucky. There's a new treatment.
Got boredom twitch syndrome? Get relief with Star Choice Digital Satellite Television. Over 90 channels of sports, movies, and entertainment, all with cinema quality picture and CD quality sound.
Hey! It's the Ottawa game! Thank you.
For a retailer in your community, call now. Finally, the choice is yours. Star Choice.
When AT&T Canada started this Dime Time thing, I said to myself, Dime Boy, you gotta be a part of this. Call anyone in Canada, any evening, any weekend, for a dime or less. Who needs the phone? Dime Time someone you love, okay? I'm no hero. I'm just trying to get Canada talking. One dime at a time. New Dime Time, only from AT&T Canada.
In the news, excitement is growing over the new brake technology announced by Midas. When tested on yellow cabs in San Francisco, these new carbon metallic brake pads lasted 29% longer than ordinary brake pads. Cab owners are delighted. Since they'll be spending less on brake repairs, they can now afford to spruce up their fleets.
New performance friction carbon metallic brake pads, now at Midas.
If you care, Simonize it. Get professional results at home with Simonized Gel Car Wash. Clean and enhance the shine of paint, leaving the protection of Teflon. Clean and protect your entire vehicle with Simonized Gel Protectant, bursting with nutrient-enriched beads. Each application revitalizes, nourishes, and adds the lasting protection of Teflon. The Simonized family of car care products are available at Canadian Tire.
Let's begin our updates with Switzerland and Scotland. These two teams, Christina Lestander from Zug, Switzerland, and Kirsty Hay from Perth, Scotland, both at 2 and 4. Scotland winning the coin toss. They have the hammer in the first and drawing against 2 outside biters for Switzerland. No problem for Kirsty Hay, and she'll pick up a single, stopping it back 8. 1-0 Scotland. Denmark and Finland. Helena Black-Laversen, silver medalist at Nagano, winning the coin toss against Jana Jokela from Helsinki, Finland. Denmark, one of the 4 teams at 5 and 1. Oh, gets away with the little rub out in front and still manages to score the 2. 2-0 Denmark. here in the 7th draw of women's play. As you get caught up on the 2 other games on the ice. And the USA and Carrie Erickson from Bemidji with the lead against Mayumi Okutsu from Tokoro. 2-0 Sweden leading as we go to the 2nd, and rocks in play, Canada with the hammer.
Well, it was an interesting last rock for Sweden. It was a hogline violation, and with international rules, there is no benefit to the non-offending team for them to choose whether to leave the stones in play or not. It's on lead for Sweden, Elisabet Persson.
We gotta go. Short! Hey! Right here! Where is it?
So the rocks come back is the answer.
Let's go, Ben. Go, 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 go. Good shot. Good brushing. Den här är inte inne. Vad säger du om att dra hit? Ja. Ja, okej då.
Louise Marmont.
Hit and roll.
Freezing on our yellow, or is that to get in there?
Might create a double.
Huh?
Might open it up, create something.
Well, that's okay, though. We need to get at that red one later.
I don't think there's a way really to get a stone near that red one that would make a benefit for Canada.
I like this call. I'd roll to the corner. I don't want to lose a shooter.
So far. I don't know, I didn't know. Du spelar på gubben här då. Jag vill hålla upp fasen lite. Va? Jag håller upp fasen. Ja, precis.
Try and pick it out.
Ja, vi kan ta peta undan den bara.
Nyberg, Persson, just catch the corner and across. Louise Marmont.
Be here. Yeah. Tap is good.
Brenda Bomer.
Cathy in an attempt to get her extra point back after giving up a deuce in the first end.
Just clean.
She's playing the tap back, trying to keep the back rock and the red rock in play. Maybe she'll get a jam.
There. Clean. Line. Clean. Oh. Line, Brent. Sit.
Just want to keep that in play. You don't want it to go out of the rings. Good shot by Brenda.
Katharina Nyberg, the Swedish third.
Gå fortfarande.
And they avoid the jam at the back.
She must be getting those interns started a little bit. Remember last end, Katarina's rock curled a lot as well. It is a big day as all the front runners on the women's side play each other. You can sort of feel that amongst the teams. Very quiet today, very determined look about the players.
Yeah, it's coming, hurry! Just T-line!
Can the Tiger do it again?
There it is. A win for the ages.
I thought it jumped.
Tiger Woods back to defend his Masters championship when coverage begins tomorrow here on TSN. You'll see first and second round coverage, and make a note of the time. It's 3:55. That's 5 to 4 Eastern Time, 12:55, 5 to 1 Pacific. That's Thursday and Friday. First and second rounds of the Masters live from Augusta.
Well, a break for Canada, Linda, as Katarina Nyberg chipped out the back one. They were playing the front one off and chipped out the back one, her own stone, and now a chance for Canada to get the deuce back.
It's funny, isn't it? In the first end, it looked fairly innocent when Cathy Borst jammed a rock onto one that was just outside the rings. That's how Sweden got two. And this takeout that Sweden had looked fairly simple, right down center line. And I think Katarina must have been a little outside.
Gotta go. Hard. 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 Hard, girls. You got it. Hurry, 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 hurry. 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 Go. Hard.
Good brushing is right.
Boy, it looked like that was going to curl too much and slow down, but they dragged it there.
I feel like the first one's a pig. Okay. I don't mind trading early.
Well, there's
Kate. Yeah, good comment, Vicky. Kate feels that
I'm sweating already.
one of
That didn't happen.
one of Heather's stones is a little.
It's the one benefit of using the stopwatch with the interval time. That's where when the player crosses the back line right now, you punch the clock, and then when you check it at the hog line, you look at them, and for draws, they should be very similar times, and when they're not, that's when you can think the stones might be a little mismatched.
roll over.
This is going to be a good shot.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Lovely
shot. Stone.
Of course, Katarina, after the miss, says, thanks, skipper. Nice shot.
Well judged.
I think this one might bounce here. Okay. Yeah, that's true. Because it bumped it. Kind of wait. Moving a bit here. Well, the outturn there is. You think this is? Who threw out here? There it is, right there. No one did in practice. Well, how do you know if it's moving? Well, because the outside moved. Yeah, but this side on this side is so straight, the outturn. But just like the outside on the wings, remember, it moves more. Yeah.
Now, when you
here?
go from sheet to sheet,
Sorry?
Linda,
Anyone
it seems
throw
here
out?
that
Not me.
Kathy is maybe taking things from other sheets and
Nobody knows.
applying them to here.
Control.
Each sheet has its own characteristics, though, right?
The first few days, they were maybe a little more similar, but I think the tendencies, Ray's talked about how they've had to scrape the ice a little differently after the ice had changed over the few days. I think there's maybe fewer similarities. They're trying to think back to practice. They don't know this spot as well from practice, so it is a bit of a guess.
One of the things you try, excuse me, Vic. One of the things you try to do in practice sessions is each game, because of the scraping and how the sheets can be different, is try to throw
Great shot.
you know, across the sheet to get a little look at the runs out there early in a practice session.
Good shot.
That's a lovely shot. Double's not so easy without jamming, Vic.
Det är bara slå den. Ja, bara slå den så här. Ja. Vill du ha för hand så här eller? Ja, men antingen klarar det för mycket tar man ju den där. Ja,
Be careful not to jam on this one.
Vill du ha för is tror du? Absolut inte ta för mycket på den där. Nej, i så fall är det en tunn på den bara. Ja, så där då.
So she just played the shot rock.
Even playing the shot rock, they talked about it, because if it over curled and just touched that front one, you wouldn't be in as good a position. It would be nice to come by as tightly as you could to that front one.
A couple good shots by these skips, Linda.
Definitely.
for Sweden, and Elisabet Gustafson here in the second. Couldn't save it off the cushion.
So a chance to get you two back.
A draw for two. Full 12 will give it to Canada and Borst.
Just a draw. She'll stay in the center of the ice.
You guys get, well, what'd you get for Heather's? Throwing down here.
Well, she's got one pick, so don't worry about that one.
Okay. Well, and you've got one slider, so.
Yeah, no, but I threw two down here, remember?
13 and a half, 13.75, what is it? 14?
I throw 13.7. Yeah, 7.5, you'd be safe.
Good communication. Got your watch on this, Lou?
I'm ready.
Got your blanket, your coat, and your watch.
All the necessities for a curling game.
You got the new battery.
Actually, a different watch.
Oh.
Clean it, clean it, clean it.
Mine was just tired after a long curling season, I guess.
It's an $8 battery, you know, Vic.
My watch wouldn't be working.
Now, the time says this is heavy, but it is early. Maybe it'll grab, and it will.
Back 8 for 2, so Sweden and Canada trade 2s. Ooh, that's fast.
What's that?
That's still 2.
70 because it's quick down there.
We're tied, going to 3.
Yes, it is. 6.
Another Nokia discovery. Small words are hard to read, which is why at Nokia we make our screens big, so they're easier to read. Inspired technology with a human touch. Nokia, connecting people.
If you care, Simonize it. Get professional results at home with Simonize High Gloss Car Wax. The protection of Teflon in one easy step. Durable paint protection and a lasting shine. Clean and protect your entire vehicle with Simonize Gel Protectant, bursting with nutrient-enriched beads. Each application revitalizes, nourishes, and adds the lasting protection of Teflon. The Simonize family of car care products are available at Canadian Tire.
And he thinks he saved a bundle on the move. Yeah, right. Ugh. Next time I'm calling Allied.
Thank you, Canada, for making Allied the biggest and best in the country.
Here at Cambridge Towel, I mean, we build towels. Walmart places an order, we ship it out 2 days later. Towels may seem like a boring thing, but it's actually a fun thing. Walmart continues to challenge us for better efficiencies. I'm proud to say that we are a Canadian manufacturer. People wake up in the morning, they have to shower, and they have to consequently dry themselves, and that's great to be a part of. What it takes to make a fluffy towel is a great team, and that great team makes the fluffy towel. When we're shipping that towel out to Walmart, we know it's the best product that we've built at a great value.
Thursday, TSN splits the network to cover the NHL playoff race. Most of Canada can check out the Penguins and the Senators, but Alberta viewers can cheer on the Oilers against the Kings. NHL excitement. See it, live it, TSN.
Let's continue our updates with Switzerland and Scotland. We told you this is a very important game for both teams at 2 and 4 coming in. Scotland, Kirsty Hay opened with the hammer and scored 1. This is the final stone for the Swiss skip, Christina Lechtander. Tries the run back, and now they'll count them up, and it's 2, 1 at the back 4, and then 1 biting the top 4. Turned out to be 2 for Switzerland. Denmark and Finland as they play the second. Denmark, Helena Black-Larvesen at 5 and 1, and in that bunch of 4, including Canada on top of the standings. She opened with a pair. This is Finland. And this is Anna Erikainen who throws the 4th stone for Jana Jokela. And this is a draw, an open draw for 2. And Erikainen will come up light. Finland scores 1. Denmark has the hammer back. Canada comes back with 2. So we're all tied going to the 3rd. And it's Sweden that has the hammer as you look at the other scores. Dorty Nordby has opened and gotten 1 against Germany as they go to the 4th.
Well, a couple of great shots by the skips, Linda. I mean, Elisabet got a terrific roll to maybe take it away.
Whoa, looks like Heather.
Nice shot by Cathy.
Whoa, back 12.
The shot by Cathy Borst was not all that easy because of the angles to make sure that both of her stones stayed as 1-2, first and second shot. So that really was a good shot. That set up the deuce. We thought it might be the battle at skip. Cathy coming in with the big edge, but Elisabet, you can never count out. She's into every shot. Louise Marmont.
Reminds me a lot of, from that point of view, of Ian Tetley, who's so alert and so alive and always, you know, never out of it, never lets himself get out or relax in the game.
She's similar in a way, too, that she likes to give input to the team. And on occasion, I'll say, has caused a little bit of controversy being in the house because international rules actually say that if you're not the skip or acting skip, you're not supposed to go into the house for discussions. But in Canada, we don't have those same regulations, and Louise likes to be a part of it.
And that's another similarity to Ian. You know, Ian, like, his input is always weighed heavily by Wayne and Graham.
5 is normal.
Okay. Lite hårdare. Lite hårdare.
Louise Marmont.
Vänta. Ja. Nej. Ja. 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 Nej.
In the videotapes that we did, Linda, we talk a lot about the no backswing delivery, how you kind of, you show the example how you spring out of there, and Louise really shows how it's that cat-like approach out of the hack. She just springs out of the hack.
That would be curling with Lyndon Ray?
I didn't mean it that way. Yes, that's right. And you can call. No, I just meant Linda shows a demonstration in those tapes of how you throw with the swing, without the swing, and it's that spring out of the hack, and it just shows up with Louise's delivery, does it not?
It does. All the players in Sweden tend to have a big drive at the start and a fairly consistent release point.
Pekar hon på nu? Den borde ju vara för mycket. Hennes var ganska hård.
What did that cost Lyndon Ivik?
Va? En fot på normal.
Well, I'll send you the bill.
That's right.
Vi ska ju ta här bara. På den sidan. Jag har ingen lust att...
Katarina Nyberg.
Ja. Nej. Det var en utåt istället. There's rubber bits everywhere, guys. Okay.
Rubber bits. Gripper? Somebody's got a bad gripper, maybe?
It could be. The dividers are made of foam as well, so it's a little hard to tell, but it could be. We've heard also about footprints, and that's sort of a newer thing that we've heard about Ray on the ice, where grippers, if they are a little bit older, tend to take the pebble off and create some flat spots. So it's another one of those terms and technologies of the 90s that we've been talking about. The foam dividers are interesting, though, because you were telling us, Ray, that they've grappled with the frost on the side. The other thing over the years that Shorty Jenkins and Hans Wuttrich have told me that the foam dividers, as opposed to the wood that used to be used, sometimes draw the water. There's actually more evaporation next to them than used to be with wood, and that was one of the things that caused the high center lines in the past. So trying to get away from the painted wood surface, because that often left paint fall onto the ice, but they have a little bit of a new problem with using the foam.
Yeah, Hans and BJ really worked, they worked literally all night scraping, and they just couldn't believe how the heat had pushed the center up. So, you know, now they're going to, they're pebbling on the edges, but they're just keeping the centers lower by shaving down the centers. You like to shave the whole sheet, of course, to get the frost out and get the pebble off, but the sides of the sheet don't get used as much. And so now that they're going to be careful with the pebble.
14.5 on Brendan.
But they really were worried. Like, I mean, they felt bad. I mean, that's the nice thing, to have professionals like Shorty, like Hans, like BJ, like Lloyd Stanzo, like people that really care big time about what these athletes are playing on. And they literally were here all night shaving. I mean, and that's, you know, I mean, obviously they're as proud of their work as these people are of their ability, and we are so fortunate in this country to have people that not have given us their, given us these ice surfaces, that really care about it and care about the growth of the game. You know, as much as we do, every bit as much as we do.
Yeah, the 48. Okay. Just pushed it at the end of it. 12.8. It's fine.
Sweden and Elisabet Gustafson won the Women's European Championship back in early December. They beat Denmark and Helena Black-Larsen in the final. Interesting to note some of the other teams, women's teams in that European Championship, maybe names to remember in the future. Russia had a team, and they finished up their round-robin portion at 1-3. Lisitskaya from Russia. So we'll have to look for. And there was a team from the Czech Republic at those women's. Rubasova.
And the name was what?
Lisitskaya. So we'll watch for her and the Russian women in the next few years.
You could hardly wait. I think it's great, Victor.
No, but you know what?
Notice I never attempt them.
No, but it's nice to see some of the other countries now. Right. And that's the Olympics too, Linda, in much the same way, and I've equated it with baseball. I'm sure there were lots of countries that did not want baseball in, but they know that if they want to win a gold medal, they have to learn the game. And the Russians turned to, of course, the Americans and some of the Central American countries for help in coaching, and now the Russians are getting better at baseball.
Actually, we'd heard over the years that the Russians had curling, and then it dropped off, and they didn't have facilities, so there wasn't any play, and they've come back and started to win. It's nice. For many years, actually, the Europeans, they hadn't got any wins, but you've mentioned they won a game this year, so that's progress for sure.
Roger Schmidt was saying yesterday to me, Linda, who spends, so much, lives in Europe now and has run schools that you've worked at and things like that in the past, that he really thinks that Czechoslovakia is really on the upswing, that there's a real interest in Czech Republic.
Normal? Oh, darn. Okay.
The benefit of the European countries and their growth is that the stones, the things that are so expensive, are a little more accessible. When we talk about some of the countries like Korea, we've had to try, the World Curling Federation's had to try and assist them to get the very expensive curling stones into their countries. That's really the main thing. If they can get some hockey ice, they can carve the circles, get the stones out there, and they can learn to play.
I really think the future, though, they're going to have to, you've got to build the facilities, because you build it, they will come. And with the interest now, it's just so discouraging when you have to go to the hockey rinks and the ice is horrible.
Looking for the blank. And Sweden will maintain control of the hammer with a blank here in the third. Elisabet Gustafson of Sweden and Canada's Cathy Borst. They're tied 2-2 when we come back to the Riverside Coliseum.
Since 1982, Scott Paper has been the proud sponsor of the Scott Tournament of Hearts.
That's right, Gavin. Scott Towels has been there for the spills of victory.
And Scotties was there for the disappointments of defeat. Oh, that was a tough loss.
Here's Sandra Schmerler and the Scott product team practicing their winning form.
What great action! That Scott team really delivers.
That was great. As always, the Scott Tournament of Hearts is brought to you by this family of fine Scott paper products.
It was about the time that gold was discovered on Bonanza Creek that the Canadian Bank of Commerce set out on the epic trek to the Klondike to open the first official bank. There was plenty of gold, all right, but the men knew they could trust the bank because they were there on behalf of the government and could see a larger dream, a dream called Canada.
As in the past, CIBC continues to play a pioneering role by investing in Canada's vision of the future. Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, seeing beyond.
When AT&T Canada started this dime time thing, I said to myself, Dime boy, you gotta be a part of this. Call anyone in Canada, any evening, any weekend, for a dime or less. Who needs the phone? Dime time someone you love, okay? I'm no hero. I'm just trying to get Canada talking. One dime at a time. New dime time, only from AT&T Canada.
Need to repair or replace your car's windshield? Stay where you are. Standard's mobile technician will come to you. For the ultimate in quality and convenience, call Standard Auto Glass.
Your car is a high-precision instrument. Take it to AutoPro. With qualified personnel and state-of-the-art equipment, it's the expert on brakes, front-wheel drive, steering, suspension, and mufflers. All protected by AutoPro's national warranty. AutoPro, the largest network of car care professionals.
Friday night, the NBA is on TSN. Alonzo Mourning and the Miami Heat take on Marcus Camby and the Toronto Raptors. NBA basketball, Friday night on TSN. Five Nations Rugby, doubleheader action. See it, live it on TSN.
Getting to that point in time, playoff race. No better place to get all the information than That's Hockey with Dave Hodge every evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Updating the game between Germany and Norway as they play in the fourth. Dorty Nordby scored one in the third with the hammer against Andreas Schopp from Garmisch-Partenkirchen. Will hit and stick top 12 for one, and they're tied 1-1. Germany is 5-1. And Nordby from Norway is 4-2. Denmark and Finland. We showed you the missed open draw to tie the game by the Finnish player Erikainen. This is now the final stone for Helena Black-Larsen in the third. Squeeze it. She'll lose the shooter, but she'll still count two around the edge of the four and a 4-1 lead. Two other games on the ice, in Switzerland with a steal of one in the third, now leading Scotland 3-1. And Kerry Erickson from Bemidji, Minnesota, with a 2-1 lead over Japan and the team from Tokoro.
Nice come around by Sweden on the first stone that Canada put out in front, and that's the stone that's in the 4-foot. Kate Horn went after that rock, but she just rubbed the front one. Gave Sweden a chance to put the rock top 12. Really one of the few mistakes Kate has made, that miss.
Put it out at the end there. Okay.
McMum watching, and Salmon Arm for the first time on TSN will be very, very proud of her daughter.
Terrific numbers. It was interesting on the last call for Sweden. Louise Marmont, as we see the numbers for Louise and Brenda, called down the ice as she often does. Elisabet the skip wanted to play a split on the rock in the house, and the other players, especially Louise, called down and said, no, we want to put that rock top 12. Now you have to be careful with this, because last one there was a double possible. They're trying to just tuck a corner.
They're just trying to get it a little bit behind the yellow stone if they can.
And she'll bury behind the tee line, back 4.
Double is there. Hit and roll is there. You could make the double. You could plate what she indicated and roll it over into this area here.
Okay.
But you can't get them both. You can't get the double and the roll.
No.
Brenda Vollmer. Horn. Gudberson. Hold it up. Get it by. They do. They won't get the double. Can they hold the shooter? No, it'll spin out of play as well.
This is a great opportunity for Sweden with the advantage of last rock to come down here and get the rock right in here behind this rock. Now it must be top 12, top 8, no deeper. Maybe middle 8, but no deeper.
A little bit more. She's gonna crawl up slowly but surely. She crawls. Another one. Another one. Louise Marmont. A little more. Come on, come on, come on, come on. So we have the slider in Gudberson and then the crawler in Louise Marmont.
Now that has where we've seen the mistakes. Katarina Nyberg has made a couple of errors. Of course, the big one being the second and the missed takeout. Nice numbers for Heather.
I can't nose it. Yes. You got error? Is the yellow away? Good nose. It's a sliver, guys. Straight up. Control.
Sweden would have liked that to curl a touch more. They're going to make a run at the double.
Heather Gudberson.
Yes! Whoa! 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 Yeah, other way.
Got them both. One. Oh, and that's a bad break. It'll jam on that stone and hang around the edge of the 12.
Isn't that funny how in the first in and then again here, yeah, a rock that wasn't swept very carefully was outside the rings but is causing them problems.
I know those ones are going to kill us back there. We'll have discussion.
And look at the angle. You know, how many times the angles just seem to work out that way, so it jammed on.
Yeah, we saw it in the first end, and we saw it again there. Very nice shot.
To lie 2, Sweden with the hammer here in this 4th.
Normal, guys.
Oh, look at this here. Gonna roll on top of it. What a great try.
Just across the face and out of play.
The wrong angle on the first one for the jam and not quite the right angle there to get to the face of the other one.
Had to sweep it a bit. Had to sweep it a bit, eh? Get it a touch thinner.
But Cathy called the roll in all fairness. I think Cathy was waiting for it to curl up for a roll as opposed to the double.
Yeah, I think even for the, well, a little bit, let it come a little bit more for the roll. That's right.
Långt bak är bra.
Nyberg thought she might have to join in, but she backs off. Marmont, Persson. And boy, they didn't need to brush it that much. Lucky if it stays around, and it won't. That's a big mistake.
It certainly is. It's a great break for Canada.
Okay. It's too bad for Katarina because actually the sweepers were heads down sweeping for the first half of the sheet. They didn't even look up and down, so it appeared that it was light.
Not that good.
What? You know, Kat, do you want a nose?
You can do this.
Or do you want to roll out? Nose it.
Yeah, that's what she's asking.
Okay.
Gotta stick it.
I know.
Kathy wants to leave a rock in play that Sweden goes after so they don't draw in.
I had what, control? Control. This control, 290 kick. Yeah.
Okay.
Up. Up. Whoa. Almost.
Stay close. Yep.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Come on. Hurry. Hurry. Good shot.
Very nice.
Up. Control. Firm. Control up.
Okay. Nice shot, Kath.
83 kick.
That just ran nice, eh? Yeah.
Nice shot by Cathy, indeed.
Great shot.
This is the heartbreaker back here for Sweden, obviously. But so what Elisabet is going to try and do is hit this one here and try and roll in behind this rock here.
En aning mindre. Nej, jag ska försöka slå vilka innan.
Yep.
Ja.
Hela vägen.
Nej.
Okej. Bra, Elisabet.
Get the roll over. Same turn as her, or
Yeah, I like this turn because the out turn's pretty straight. It's pretty hard to get a roll. Why aren't we going the out turn again? You hit half of this
Why
one.
are we going the in turn? Okay.
We want to roll?
Control.
Yeah.
The out turn is tough. You have to really tighten the ice to get the roll because it is straighter. That's why Cathy's playing this turn. For Elisabet, it just curled too much for her.
Jag gillar med min sån. Ja, det känns ju fortfarande liksom. Heather threw it down center and ended up there for a draw, so it will move.
This is a lot of ice.
It curls, Katie.
But they had a 10. Okay.
Remember her first shot down here? She crashed the guard?
A couple ends ago.
Right out of her hand, you can hear Gustafson calling on. Horn. Bulmer. They said it would curl. Now that you get it started, it's hooking.
Hard, girls. Right up.
Catch the corner and enough.
Yeah.
I'd just like to make a comment on that series. Cathy knows do the ice there, and lots of times to communicate is great, okay? When Kate went there to Cathy, and she put that little bit of doubt in her mind about the ice call, they narrowed it up a little bit, and also sometimes when you do that, you psychologically, I think you have to be careful. I mean, Kate is great with the technical things, and she does pass on the information, wonderfully well, but you really have to be careful when you plant that seed like that. You've got to be absolutely sure, and I believe Cathy's right. It will definitely curl there. They saw some rocks down there.
And Kate apologized afterwards. I always said when I'm in the hack, you don't pass on that information
I couldn't agree more.
all.
I couldn't agree
more. If you're going
to
do it earlier before we make the final decision.
That plants a seed, Vic, and you have a tendency to roll them sometimes, or to get, oh, geez, maybe I better get this over.
Sweden throws it through to Blank and maintain control of the hammer.
I shouldn't say anything.
Yeah, she's just, you can hear her. I shouldn't say anything. Kate Horn knows it.
Yeah.
It's beautiful beside the Thompson River, and to be a cow.
This sports break is brought to you by Midas for new, longer-lasting carbon metallic brake pads.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the TSN Newsroom. Back to Kamloops in just a minute. Trade Major League Baseball today. The Kansas City Royals sending catcher Mike McFarland to the Oakland A's for outfielder Shane Mack and a player to be named later. McFarland was only serving as a backup to Mike Sweeney for the Royals this year, while the A's needed some help in the catching department where rookie A.J. Hinch was trying to hold down the fort. In Mack, who spent most of his career with the Twins, the Royals get some depth for their outfield, which needed some help when it was learned that Jeff Conine would be out longer than expected. We have live Blue Jays action for you tonight on TSN. Coming up, they will try to rebound from a big loss to the Twins last night. They'll send Pat Henkin to the mound tonight. We'll get you started with the pregame show tonight at 7:30 Eastern. We'll take a break and get you back to Kamloops for more of the Ford World Curling Championships. We'll see you later on in the show.
If you care, Simonize it. Get professional results at home with Simonized Gel Car Wash. Clean and enhance the shine of paint, leaving the protection of Teflon. Clean and protect your entire vehicle with Simonized Gel Protectant, bursting with nutrient-enriched beads. Each application revitalizes, nourishes, and adds the lasting protection of Teflon. The Simonized family of car care products are available at Canadian Tire.
I don't want to play this. The way the 3s and 4s and 5s are going this game. Huh? Real hard for life. Real hard! Hard, guys! Real hard! Hard, real hard! Come on!
Next March, Canada's best curlers and best curling fans will unite in Edmonton for the last shootout of the century. Take the first shot now at the best seats in the house.
Charlie Stevens, Esquire.
Don Osberg, Esquire.
The Esquire Collection.
Jean Plenderleaf, Esquire.
Patrick Hodge, Esquire.
Make a name for yourself with a line of fashionable Swiss watches in a range of styles as individual as you.
Deborah Burstein, Esquire.
Michael Davidson,
Esquire. Catherine Berker, Esquire.
The Esquire 9500 SLX. Solid stainless steel with analog and digital quartz chronography. Esquire watch. It has your name on it.
Team Canada, Esquire!
Lots of Canadian support, as you might expect. Oh, well, thank you very much. And we appreciate your support as well. Updating U.S. and Japan as they play in the fourth. Final stone for the team from Tokoro, skipped by Mayumi Okutsu, coming in with a record of 0-6 against Kerry Erickson from Bemidji, Minnesota at 1-5. 2-1. The U.S. leading against this Japanese women's team. A lot expected from them this week, and it's been a struggle. She'll draw for a couple and a 3-2 lead as they go to the fifth. Denmark and Finland. Denmark, Helena Black-Larvesen, the former world champion, silver medal winner in Nagano, leading 4-1 over Finland. This is Anna Erikainen, who throws the fourth stone for the team skipped by Jana Jokela from Havinka, Finland. We saw earlier she came up light with a draw in here, drawing against two. Will get it just far enough for one, and it's 4-2, Denmark leading as they go to 5. As we play in 5 of a 2-2 tie, Sweden with the hammer. This is Louise Marmont.
For the roll.
As you update yourself on the 2 other games here in this women's 7th draw.
Okay, let's do it, guys.
Well, there's been several attempts at the roll. Both teams playing that inside-out turn, but it's just curling so much at the end. That late finish means their nose hitting the rocks.
Well, the inside-out shot has been running very consistently, and it's been curling about 1.5 to 2 feet with that board weight, about 1.5 feet. Now the 2 turns, it's much easier to control this one if you're looking for that roll.
Shot.
Behind the tee line. So a chance to use it.
Hur lång är Ricky?
Bak den där! Ja! Det är den där.
Now, over a course of a season, how far do you think she crawls or slides that way?
I don't know. It's a lot of energy expended trying to help out those sweepers. Now that one's going to over curl. Perfect weight. Maybe she needs to add to her repertoire that little sideways slide that might hold it straighter.
Yes.
Sort of combine the Heather and the Louise system.
Okay, onto the thing now. There's a foot. And there's a, okay, centimeters. That's about a meter now. That's about another meter there. That's 2 meters. Oh. 3 meters every delivery.
Well, Keenstone is shot at the back, so Heather's been asked to go around the front center guard.
Just for weight. Line's good. Gotta go all the way. Yep. Room. Lots of room. Lots of room. Where is it? This top 12. Yes. Top 12. Hey.
Look at it go.
Lots of room. Come on.
Still gets by.
Come on.
By 3 or 4 inches.
Nice shot.
She'll get it to the top 8.
Kanske blir fronten. Det kan ju bli alternativ kanske. Man måste ju ha den.
They lined up. If she catches this right, she get the. Is there a,
well, she could
an angle on it here?
She could drive it wrong too.
Yeah, on her own, I guess.
But she could. She could drive it onto the.
Katarina Nyberg needs something. She struggled, the Swedish third. She's going to get it by the top one, though. No.
She was awfully close to making that. I don't know if it curled more than the skip thought.
82. Good brush.
Sometimes it's just one of those frustrating days when you're Katarina. She had one that was really overswept.
Yeah.
It wasn't really her fault in the last end. Some days just go like that, it seems.
Both the same, eh?
Yep. Where is it? Tight. Tight only. Yep. Pick a line. We're there. We're there. Tight.
Whoa. It's gotta bend.
A little tighter.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Sit.
we're tighter than that. We could be.
Sit.
No,
Sit.
No.
Sit.
No,
It's coming down. It's coming down big.
Whoa.
Sit.
No.
Whoa.
Not too tight.
My girl.
I don't know. I said, what was hack talk on the? I know that's where we wanted it.
There.
See there.
Jag säger, de här kan ju inte göra så mycket åt det här
Does Miles
som de
too,
gör här.
Heather Godberson.
De kan inte göra så mycket.
Oh, surprised me. I thought she was going to go sideways.
Det är sent att slå. Det är 3 stenar kvar. Jag kommer ju få dra för ett ändå.
I think she'll win the race with Louise, though, if they're going both in the same direction.
It's a good chance still. I mean, it's she's got a little pocket to freeze into. Don't like the fact the center line's covered up like that, Linda, but
No, but if she can make a good one here, she'll pull the play towards it if there's a jam, and they can get something going.
Katarina's a very, very good curler. She's just having one of those days for little things, and then the brushing error, as Vic mentioned, so she'd love to glue this one in there. Just had to brush that a little more.
This email from Vancouver, brought to you by AT&T Canada. Haven't these two countries dominated the worlds in the last few years? Larry Coulter wants to know.
Remember,
I think so.
you were a little bit
Canada,
narrow on that.
definitely.
We rolled out.
And you can see
we rolled
sandwiched in
out
between Gustafson's 2 championships, the 3 by Sandra Schmerler, and of course Marilyn Bodo in
Well, we can
96.
afford to hit it on this side, but not on this side. Yeah.
Of course, this Swedish team has not made it back to the Worlds in the last 2 years. They've been very successful at the international events they've competed in, but they've had trouble getting out of Sweden. So you like Elisabet's chances to be in the playoffs after winning both bronze and gold medals in World Championships and European Championships and Olympic events.
Swedes, this team has been together since 1990. 3 members of the team have been together since 84.
Yes! Control. Hurry! Hard! Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa! Yep! Whoa! Yeah!
Cathy Borst. Oh, and gets it by.
Control. Good. That was control. Like that was a 297.
Do you want to cut the back one?
Only control. No.
Okay.
Heather was right on this sweeping call. That was a little giggle she had. Came awfully close to touching the back one, which they didn't want to do.
The double and the roll is there, Linda. You could make that double and just roll over and be shot rock, or you could just make the roll completely in behind to the 4-foot.
Lite mindre. Ja. Nästa mjuk. Hej med. Du Karla. Med. Ja. Nej. Nej. Ska behöva få komma lite. Okej.
Not enough weight to play that kind of shot, though. You're going to play the double and the roll?
Well, I think she was just playing the roll,
Just the
looking at the
roll.
way they didn't
Brushed
call
it.
any sweeping on that. It wasn't a lot of weight. It was very quiet takeout weight.
How was the weight?
She threw 10.
No, mine.
I go, oh, yours is 9.6. Okay.
Not hers, mine.
Same shot.
A little more. Yep. Control. Yes. Yep. Control. Whoa. Yep. Yes. Hurry. 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 Great shot.
Nice brushing too, Linda.
Well, that Blue Jays baseball, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. Baseball tonight with Rod Smith and then Pat Henkin on the mound against LaTroy Hawkins and the Twins, who won big last night in the opener at the Metrodome. 7:30 Eastern time tonight.
Can you hear me? I'm going, yeah, I can hear you, but Cathy's saying, whoa.
Well, it's a problem. It's a tough draw, Linda. You could go out here and try and get in this way. You could come through the hole here.
Ja.
I think you got to go
Vad
with the
säger
out turn too. I agree.
Det känns, måste man ju trixa runt om där. Här måste vi vara säkrare. Elisabet har ju haft här, den kommer ju inte upp tillräckligt. Tangera röda då? Ja.
I think Louise was maybe suggesting they come off their own, the red still on the side of the 12-foot and get shot, but that was called off by the skip. She wants to draw.
Yeah, you have to make these kind of draws. That's it's a tough one because she has to go a little bit, but there's room. There's lots of room there. Let's remember the brushing situation. It'll belong to these brushers as soon as she releases it.
Hog-to-hog time we've been getting is about 13.5 from this particular position in.
Tangera röd.
drawing against 3 here in this 5th of a 2-2 tie.
Unless it's got some frost out there, that looks like a bit too much weight.
Bra, Elisabet.
Oh, nice call. Nice thought process about the weight.
To hang it on the back edge of the 4. Elisabet Gustafson. Sweden pick up 1 here in the 5th. They'll go to the break, and the Swedes are up by 1.
If you care, Simonize it. Get professional results at home with Simonize High Gloss Car Wax. The protection of Teflon in 1 easy step. Durable paint protection and a lasting shine. Clean and protect your entire vehicle with Simonize Gel Protectant, bursting with nutrient-enriched beads. Each application revitalizes, nourishes, and adds the lasting protection of Teflon. The Simonize family of car care products are available at Canadian Tire.
You don't choose to have an accident, but you can choose your repair center. More than 1 million Canadians have relied on AutoPro, the largest network of automotive professionals. AutoPro Collision, a courteous reception, professional repairs, qualified technicians, specialized equipment, and in addition to AutoPro's national warranty, take advantage of our deductible protection plan. AutoPro Collision, people you can trust.
In the news, excitement is growing over the new brake technology announced by Midas. When tested on yellow cabs in San Francisco, these new carbon metallic brake pads lasted 29% longer than ordinary brake pads. Cab owners are delighted since they'll be spending less on brake repairs. They can now afford to spruce up their fleets.
New performance friction carbon metallic brake pads, now at Midas.
Another Nokia discovery. Small words are hard to read, which is why at Nokia we make our screens big, so they're easier to read. Inspired technology with a human touch. Nokia, connecting people.
While our game is in the 5th end break, we want to go to the game between Denmark and Finland. Lena Black-Larverson at 5-1, Janne Jokela at 1-5. And it's a 4-2 lead, Denmark. And the final stone for the Danish skip, the silver medal winner at Nagano, coming up. And this is a hit for 3, it is. 2 stones in the 12-foot, and now she can hold it here. This will be 4-3. And there it is, 4-3 for Denmark. And a 7-2 lead. Denmark, one of the 4 teams sitting top of the standings, including Canada, at 5-1. She got off to a great start, and then she lost her first yesterday, Lena Black-Larverson. We'll have more when we come back to Kamloops here on TSN.
It's your turn to aim for the stars, see new places, or rediscover an old road. You're the reason we make the new 98 Windstar with all the comforts of a car, plus over 40 standard safety features. In fact, Windstar is the only minivan to earn 5 stars, the highest rating in U.S. government front-end crash tests. Like you, we aim high too. The new 98 Ford Windstar. Created for the most important people in the world.
Next. Another case of boredom twitch syndrome.
Nothing relieves boredom twitch syndrome like Star Choice Digital Satellite Television. Over 90 channels of movies, sports, and entertainment. All with cinema quality picture and CD quality sound.
Honey, our favorite movie! Oh, thank you.
For a retailer in your community, call now. Finally, the choice is yours. Star Choice.
When AT&T Canada started this Dime Time thing, I said to myself, Dime Boy, you gotta be a part of this. Call anyone in Canada, any evening, any weekend, for a dime or less. Who needs the phone? Dime Time someone you love, okay? I'm no hero. I'm just trying to get Canada talking. One dime at a time. New Dime Time, only from AT&T Canada.
A live update for you, Germany and Norway as they play in the sixth of a 1-1 tie. 3 blank ends so far. This the final stone, the hammerstone of the sixth for Dorte Nordby, who is at 4-2, just 1 game behind the Fab Four, who are at 5-1, and she's drawing against 3, and she'll put it right on the lid. Dorte Nordby. So they'll go to the 7th with Norway leading 2-1 over Germany, and Andrea Schopp from Garmisch-Partenkirchen. Let's get you caught up now. All the scores as we've reached the midway point. Well, Switzerland, Scotland, not quite. They're playing skip stones in the 5th. USA has picked up 1 to tie Japan. We showed you Denmark getting their 3 in the 5th. So now you're up to date here in this 7th draw of women's play. Before we start our 6th end, time to check the numbers after 5 with Linda, and brought to you by Simonize.
It has been an interesting game. When you think back, there could have been a steal easily last end, but a terrific draw by the Swedish skip to protect that steal and actually go ahead 3-2. The big thing actually at the moment seems to be the 3rd for Sweden. Katarina Nyberg is struggling, and those numbers on hits, 67%, are really costing them because it's been some key hits and rolls and rollouts and possibilities of setting up the stones that have mean that Sweden had some chances to actually go ahead earlier in the game and couldn't make them. But they still have the 1-point edge, and it has been interesting. Ray, some of the things that have happened so far, it's been fairly well executed, but yeah, some mistakes that just creep up on you.
Which one do you like? We talked about this. I like the freeze. It doesn't matter. Try this one. Okay, let's get something going.
How do you generate the extra point was the discussion. Do you freeze to the opponent's stone, which in this case is in front of the tee line, or go for that 4-rock rule benefit of being able to play the corner guard?
Lots.
And Cathy Borst just decided on the guard.
But this going in new territories.
Now, Ray, on some of the draws we've been watching, I commented in the break that the times we've seen on the clock are definitely slower than we've been seeing for morning draws.
Yeah, and I think we're seeing a little bit what we've seen in the house before too, Linda, where there's, because of the warmth of the players, the movement, the circulation of the air, there seems to be a build-up in the frost area of the paint, especially the painted area, the blue and the dark red, or in the house in general, and the rocks have been digging in and stopping. Elisabet stone definitely looked heavy at the hog line a little bit, but it really, it came to a sudden halt.
Her sweepers really backed off it, and the rock clock told us it might slide, but very good assessment by the skip to know that she went out into a little bit further territory where the pebble was maybe a bit fresher and threw the perfect weight.
Tell you what, though, the building's cool. Air conditioning is on. You can see the ribbons moving by the vents, and people with, you're not the only one with a blanket this morning. This morning here in Kamloops.
You split it over. That's great too, Katie.
I think the pillow, though, and the easy chair is a little too much.
I should stop reclining and get back into this game.
Game 89.
I haven't seen a lot of this middle sheet, but it does seem to be reacting quite nicely. We have seen good curl on it. It was sheet D last night that the Canadian men really struggled with.
Get a wick on it. Yeah, roll it over. Yep. Great shot. Okay.
The hole's there. You can see half of it, 3/4 of it.
Okej, spela så där tycker jag.
The Swedish second, Louise Marmont, as we play in the 6th, and Sweden leading 3-2.
Lovely shot.
Brim was right on the middle of the rock for that hit. We're right behind the sheet and came down, finished nicely from the hog line in to get the roll.
And this is where Brenda's got to, you know, they've got to get this thing cleaned up. They'll play the run through here, try and run the red straight back and get those 2 rocks off of the 4-foot area. Control zone is cluttered.
Whoa! Up! Stop, wait! Right up! No. On the yellow? On the yellow? Okay.
Well, it really rode that line. It didn't come across at all.
With that big weight, I think maybe she was a little outside, and it's not going to come back much.
Heather was right, though. If they just had given that a little bit of brushing, hit it a touch thinner when they wasn't going to make the run back, they may have chipped that yellow into the rings.
Nice guard.
Weight was nice. A little bit firm to normal.
Brenda wants to run this right through.
Yeah, this time she's inside the line. Run it back, and she'll go by the other side. Katharina Nyberg.
Hur lång är den? Lite kortare än Lolus. Aha. Långt ute. Ja, håll i vid den då så långt som möjligt. Kom igen, dra den. Måste upp mot linan. Dra den. Kom igen, längre. Ja, ganska bra den där också. Kan lite till och lite till också. Ja.
Perfect weight, it just didn't curl enough.
Lite så att hon åker ut. Try it again. Normal.
Cathy doesn't like it there, so she's going to make a run at it again.
Heather, we're going across the face of this one. Normal.
You've always thought that was a good habit. She could have just stayed in the hack there, but she got up, reset herself. And that's the way you make the shot. A world junior champion, Heather Godberson.
Oh my gosh. To be expected.
Heather thought her weight was up a little bit. That made it run a little bit straighter, but still a nice shot.
Ponytail flappers.
And she just hits it a little bit thicker. She gets them both, Linda.
Another chance for Katarina to find the right line. The weight was perfect on the last one.
Jag tror att den kommer komma ganska bra. Ja, är den ganska nära eller?
Straight back.
You like this?
Yeah, like this. Yeah. Maybe you can get it rolling.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's looking at here. If she makes the hit, maybe kicking off her own stone and in. Is that what your thought is?
That's a possibility. The yellow one in front of the house just to the left.
You have to play control.
It bus, Kath. I'm throwing you guys a bus.
Little firm. Normal. Firm, normal.
Whoa.
Normal.
Whoa. Right off.
Whoa.
Oh.
And off the
Okay,
back.
that's good, Heather.
Very
and in
nice
and behind
shot.
cover.
Yeah, as you suggested, Vic.
Just
I
from the
slid
motion of the
wide.
brush, I guess.
That's more weight than I
Don't
wanted. I know.
give yourself some credit. Don't do that. You're absolutely right. That's exactly what.
Canada with the hammer, trailing 3-2, has it set up here. Sweden is lying one, though.
We'll be out of work soon, but intern and outturn will be starving, and don't let that bother you. Put poor Moosey out of work, and 2 6-year-olds at home. A wife on a rampage, building everything, new rooms, sun decks.
Why did that Uncle Vic do that to us?
That's right.
Can't make a mistake now with that Canadian stone in the house.
Hur lång är den? Din fart. Ganska nära.
Definitely don't want it in.
Hon har drar den på slutet tror jag. Kom igen. Är säkert? Nej, den kommer nog.
No, that's for sure. Then if it gets in and they get another roll in, then the next guard is really
A little better result.
tough.
Same shot, better result. Get the roll in too. Yep. Okay, normal.
Center, is that what you're throwing?
Yeah, I threw 8-5.
Want to peek in at the game between the USA and Japan as they play in the 6th of a 3-3 tie. And this is the final stone for the Japanese skip Mayumi Okutsu from Tokoro, playing Carrie Erickson from Bemidji, Minnesota. Boy, she found the hole and made the raise to get 2. Terrific. Japan looking to win their first against the United States. Erickson's 1-5.
Sweep it then. Careful it doesn't run here. Okay.
Cathy Borst. And once again out of her hand, Kate Horn, Brenda Bomer. Now they'll back off.
Whoa, whoa.
No. Sit. Sorry, came across. We had to come over more.
I just got it started, sorry. Okay. That was firm. 84 kick.
Right?
I got it going.
Yeah. So we just had to come over a bit more. Oh, we got a lot
Actually,
of
it's good because it bounced at least in the open.
Yeah.
I was trying to see what Sweden decided. They could come right in and even chap off their own.
You know, you could get the safety players to come this way here too. You could, get yourself in behind this rock here. The second shot. Or you could play the guard. I think they're playing the guard, Linda. I'm not sure.
I would be coming in, but as I said, even if you rubbed off your own and separated them so there was no double, because there is a run back for Canada.
This is that old second shot rock as your best guard.
That's right. They're definitely just trying to close the hole.
Bra, Elisabet. Forward. It's controllable. You? Sharp lady. I like forward, yeah. Little tap back. There, it should be good. Forward.
3/4? 3/4?
Mine I turned in a bit and it curled. Board weight 3/4. Okay.
Board weight 3/4. The Rays take out for 2.
To give Canada the lead, Sweden leading 3-2. Final stone in the 6th.
Yes, board. Yup. Yeah.
Once again, did she start it? Did she get it going? Horn, Bomer trying to hold it. Godbertson calling the line. Get it? No.
Hi, Gus.
And it'll be a steal of 1 for Sweden here in the 6th. Boy, she protected that stone in the 4-foot from one side to the other, and it paid off for Sweden.
I had a great childhood, full of laughter. I want my daughter to have one too. But growing up isn't just fun and games. There's more to it than that.
Introducing the CIBC Smart Start program, a unique way to help ensure your child has the brightest, most secure financial future possible. It makes banking simple, relevant, and fun for your child.
I'd like her to stay a little kid forever. But as a parent, I owe it to her to look beyond that.
Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, seeing beyond.
Started with a pair of boots. Kodiak boots, actually. And it just grew from there. It grew from boots to shoes. From shoes to clothing. Everything to dress you up or dress you down. Oops, not that far down. You could say that wearing Kodiaks has taken on a whole new meaning.
If you care, Simonize it. Get professional results at home with Simonized Gel Car Wash. Clean and enhance the shine of paint, leaving the protection of Teflon. Clean and protect your entire vehicle with Simonized Gel Protectant, bursting with nutrient-enriched beads. Each application revitalizes, nourishes, and adds the lasting protection of Teflon. The Simonized family of car care products are available at Canadian Tire.
Introducing new McCain Golden Crisp Waffles, made waffle iron thick to stay fluffy on the inside while toasting up golden and crisp on the outside. Treat yourself to the real waffle iron taste of new McCain Golden Crisp Waffles. Waffle iron thick to toast up light and crispy every time.
Another Nokia discovery. Small words are hard to read, which is why at Nokia we make our screens big, so they're easier to read. Inspired technology with a human touch. Nokia, connecting people.
Let's get you caught up on what's happening between Germany and Norway. Germany, Andrea Schopp at 5-1, throwing her final stone against Norway, and Dorte Nordby. Well, the German player, that Vilander that went down, still managed to hold the stone without disturbing it, and the draw. So a good recovery to get the 2, and a 4-1 lead as Heikki Vilander fell and Natalie Nessler picked up the brushing. Denmark and Finland. This is in the 6th. Final stone for Anna Erikainen, who throws the 4th stone, as we say, for Jana Jokela. Going wide, you can see the center line guards coming into play. And then it'll slide too far. And now have a look. And it's a steal of 2 for Denmark, and Helena Black Larsen 9-2. Denmark through 6. The steal of 1 for Sweden has them in front of Canada 4-2 on this very big day for the Canadians as they play Sweden. And then tonight they go against Dorte Nordby and Norway. Louise Marmont.
Canada's making an attempt here with the corner guard situation. Nice pick there by Sweden. Sweden came around the corner guard after putting the first one so deep in the house. They felt, and I think rightly so, there was no point in coming back to the middle. So they've tried to protect the corner guard situation by the come around. It's in front of the tee line, so Canada's trying those freezes.
Yes, you got the come around in a great spot, Linda, in front of the tee line, as you mentioned. And it's the one way of defending against it.
Line's tight. Tight line.
You were mentioning, Linda, that the last few draws are going to be very interesting as all the top teams play each other. So
Got back 8 to 12.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting curling. We're seeing good execution here by these top teams.
Get over, Brenner. Get over. All the way out, Kath. Yep.
Good girl. Spela samma då. Försöka ta där och rulla så.
Sneaking in a quick look at Switzerland-Scotland final stone for Christina Lechtander from Zug, Switzerland. And watch where the yellow goes, and now count them up. Well, she lost her shooter and the jam. So, I mean, I don't know if the squeeze was possible there to pick the stone out for 5, but she'll get 3. And Switzerland is up on Kirsty Hay from Perth. It is now 7-3 Switzerland.
well, Kirsty just having one of those weeks where nothing works. She actually had a chance to draw into lie 2. She had the one that we saw was picked out, and she was drawing into lie 2, so there's no way that Switzerland could have ever made more than 1 point, and she came up short of the rings. That was the yellow rock out in front. So, and you give Switzerland a chance to pick it out, which she did perfectly, and that's 3 points in the game. What a big difference, you know. You're only down 1, you lie 2. If Switzerland happens to miss, the game's tied.
Now, it's a big game for both those teams on this second day of, or second last day of round robin play. Both of them are at 2 and 4. So to stay at 4 losses is very important.
One of those weeks for the Scots.
Canada has the house looking better now after tapping the Swedish stone that had been blocking that corner guard come around attempt.
A little house cleaning by Elisabet. Just like a surgeon.
Well, she is a gastrointestinal surgeon, and she's given a few ulcers to other skips, I would think. So she's creating work for herself.
Avoiding the jam at the back.
And she does.
Chance here for Cathy to get one in there. There's the call. Get it in behind this rock here.
Katie, what was Brenner's kick? 64. Okay.
Heather Godberson.
Tight, hurry. We've got the line.
Boy, before she even released it, you heard tight.
Hard. Whoa, room. Room. T-line. Room. 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 Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Back?
whoa.
Back. That's coming back now.
You got it, Cathy. You got it.
It's freezing. Okay.
And up on top.
See it when she released it, eh?
Before she released it, Cathy was saying tight.
I guess she slid out a little bit inside, but the line was fine. It just, they got on it early because they thought it would curl, and once they got off it, it slid too far.
Katharina Nyberg.
Hur lång är den? Fin fart. Jag tror att det är före 10.
Okej, är den före 10?
Den måste curla faktiskt.
Jag vill att den ska curla lite. Riktningen är här ungefär. Ja, då är ingen...
Den är ner mot själv.
She's going to have to come a lot here. You can definitely come across the face of that. Just push it back a little bit. You got enough room by the guard, I feel.
I don't know if Katarina has a straight rock or if it's just the way she's throwing and it's not sweeping weight, but that one's going very straight.
Tricky little shot, but it's certainly there.
Back here.
Some days when it struggles, you never know if it's the rock or you when your shot isn't working out.
Really not much more I could allow you guys to take it.
You bet.
Not a lot more, no.
Heather Godberson.
Back line.
Close line.
Back line. Yep. Yep. Hurry. Hard. Hurry. Hurry. Hurry.
That caught the curl early.
And they won't sneak it by. It'll crash.
How much was that?
And then the shooter will spill in.
Here and die. Catch so fast. What is coming off this? Same kick, wasn't there? Yeah,
Katie?
more. Something, your rubber's foot blowing apart here. Yeah, I'll fix it.
So it's Kate Horn's gripper, I guess, that has been the problem.
Yeah. And actually, you know how rubber is with shoes underneath, I have to be really careful.
Det är ju risk med den där, tycker jag.
Slå vilka sår.
That either took something and went right away. She looks like she threw that fairly well. Maybe didn't have quite enough weight, but it was close.
I think it just might be the difference that she threw down center and it got to the spot that curled early. The other ones, they've just been off center a little bit. Big decision for Sweden here. They have first shot, Canada second shot.
I så fall skulle tycka att man ska slå på en outan på den gula och lossa den röda i så fall. Om man ska göra någonting.
Om jag gör det, om vi säger att jag slår på en outen och försöker få ut en gula då, lossar upp det där.
Ja, då vickar ut, då kan ju de slå den röda och så ligger de två tätt.
Men då har vi den andra röda som är bättre. Man får ju inte bli av med bägge röda.
Nej, men det är det som är risken. Du kan ju ta lite ut sen vicka ut så att det blir sämre.
Ja, men jag tänkte att den röda.
Ja, då slår de ju den, men nej, då har de ju två tätt.
Ja, just det. Jag tänkte att jag skulle ha den där var värd. Nej, då slår vi.
Vi drar. Ja, den är ju rätt så okej om den hamnar. Jag menar, dubbel är ju fortfarande svårt. Även om den hamnar här.
Ja. Det är någonting då tycker jag. Jag provade på Elisabet, den var ju drag. Den hade jag is precis där.
I don't know where the fly came from.
Ja, jättemycket skräp.
That was what the discussion was about.
Det var ju åstadkom jag ett skräp i alla fall. Jag ska kolla att det inte var något på mig.
This is definitely a good choice of a shot. The trick is just finding the spot to get it in slightly tucked behind that yellow one.
To get it there, that's right.
Den är bra hänga vitt och fram till 10 ungefär.
med samma is som du hade på din Elisabet och dra dit den.
Elisabet Gustafson, her Olympic speed skating champion husband Thomas arrived from Sweden last night, so he's here now to cheer her on as she looks to win her third world championship.
This one's really hanging out.
Det hade ju gått.
You're absolutely right, Linda. They're really digging in when they get into the over the hog line. Actually, anytime it gets over the hog line, they're not sliding. Thomas sort of arrived to a new look for Elisabet, because when she came to the country, she was her usual blonde, and she made a change to redhead.
No,
Still can't get used to it.
Well, then she gets I don't know if I can get it.
They used to look a little more alike as far as hair color
When I first saw her, I walked right by her almost.
Yeah, I didn't notice the change at first either. The big change today in the last few days, I think, is she is playing better. I mentioned a slow start, some inconsistencies over the few games she's played, but today she looks pretty good.
Play back line here.
Back line, touch it back. Elisabet will still have a tap back on the one she just put there.
I mean, the hits run straight. I don't know if the draws are going to move real big either.
Cathy Borst in her first. Canada has the hammer here in 7, and they trail by 2.
Back line! Whoa! 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 Got hacked! Nothing. Whoa! Coming down. We still got back there. Line. Hack. No line. Hack. No line. Let it come as much
Now
as
it's starting to come.
Get over, Cath.
Great shot.
Hot to it nice enough as Heather does. It'll come for you. It starts at 7:30 Eastern Time with baseball tonight, and your host Rod Smith, and then the Blue Jays and Twins. Doherty Nordby as she plays Canada and Cathy Borst immediately following Blue Jays baseball.
Well, she can get to the back one. She could also, if she so desired, tap this one up. She's going to try and hit this right on the nose, I guess, Linda.
I think so.
Well, there's not a lot of room, but it is there.
No brush to it yet from Person or Marmont. Move it far enough. She did.
Yes, she did. She certainly did.
And it came up just at the end to make good contact with the shot rock and touch the other on the other yellow on the way by. It looks like it's hanging. This is again the edge of the 4-foot band that often is a little bit straighter, but comes up a nice little rub on the other Canadian stone.
What are we doing? Same weight! Same weight!
She has a habit of making a lot of big shots.
And today in particular, I think forced to make a few more with Miss Nyberg struggling just a little bit. So Cathy Borst in Canada forced to draw with their final stone and drawing against 2, maybe 3, maybe 4. So they'll play the hit and roll here, are they?
Just the quiet tap.
For 1. And the inside roll to bite the Edge of the 4 tee line for Canada here in 7. Sweden will have the hammer back and leading 4-3 over Canada in a game, 2 teams at 5-1. And it's over between Denmark and Finland. And the Danes have won it 10-2. So Helena Black goes to 6-1. And now Sweden and Canada know they've got to try and keep pace.
And now, another TSN Sports Break.
Hi, everybody. We're back at the TSN newsroom. A report out of Montreal today says that left-winger Benoit Brunet may soon sign a 4-year deal to remain with the Montreal Canadiens. Brunet was set to become an unrestricted free agent at the end of the season, but he is to meet with this week with GM Régent Houle, who has accompanied the team on this week's road trip. The report says Brunet would be willing to sign for less money to stay in Montreal. He has been a Canadien his entire 10-year career. Meanwhile, Habs president Ronald Corey is pushing the NHL to create a trophy named after Canadiens' legendary scorer Rocket to Richard. The award would go to the league's top goal scorer every season. Corey says Commissioner Gary Bettman is in favor of the idea. Mr. Corey will make a formal presentation to the Board of Governors meetings later on this summer in the month of June. We'll take a break, get you back to more 4 World Curling Championships from Kamloops after this.
If you care, Simonize it. Get professional results at home with Simonize High Gloss Car Wax. The protection of Teflon in one easy step. Durable paint protection and a lasting shine. Clean and protect your entire vehicle with Simonize Gel Protectant, bursting with nutrient-enriched beads. Each application revitalizes, nourishes, and adds the lasting protection of Teflon. The Simonize family of car care products are available at Canadian Tire.
Yes, it's boredom twitch syndrome. You're lucky. There's a new treatment.
Got boredom twitch syndrome? Get relief with Star Choice Digital Satellite Television. Over 90 channels of sports, movies, and entertainment, all with cinema quality picture and CD quality sound.
Hey! It's the Ottawa game! Thank you.
For a retailer in your community, call now. Finally, the choice is yours. Star Choice.
Some of us thrive in wet situations. Scott towels are no exception. Thirsty Scott towels are so absorbent and strong you can trust them to soak up quickly, which is a good thing. For most of us. Scott towels, always thirsty for more.
They were the bronze medal winners in Nagano. Elisabet Gustafson and Team Sweden. Louise Marmont being presented, and then Elisabeth Persson. It's done great things for the sport in Sweden.
People have been very positive to us. They have been congratulating for the bronze medal, and it seems that the camera comes very close when you are playing curling because a lot of people recognize your face, and I'm not used to that. So curling is kind of more well-known now.
And maybe in an attempt to regain some anonymity, she, right after that interview, went and got the hair color change. And
Nice shot by Cathy Borst in the last end to get her single after looking like they might get more. Unfortunately, this end, Kate Horn's first stone slid in. That meant things haven't worked as well as they hoped in this 8th end. Sweden has a stone just in front of the house and another one in that Canada is hitting.
Louise Marmont teaches math and science in what in effect I guess would be junior high, grades 7 through 9.
It's unusual to to see a teacher, because they usually, their time is so tough to get away, you know. And
well, being a math teacher, she has it figured out.
No. Well, I was a teacher for 6 years, and I found it really tough.
Yeah, but
tough to get away.
For sure, here it's just, you don't see a lot of teachers. They just can't get the time off, you know.
Well, I know that Ed Wernick used to tell us, and anybody in that fireman field or policeman field, they'd get their schedules a year in advance, and then they'd start trading dates because they knew play downs were on, and they were trying to go here and there.
And the shift, people like worked on the shifts, or you know, can do that kind of thing. But
Tanken måste vara att försöka klara över.
Är du tveksam?
Det känns ju så lite.
Är det lite? Ja, men garden har ju varit
That
så
rollout
här.
for Canada is fairly big because now Sweden can try and split on the stone that's just in front.
And I really hope that that isn't necessarily in Sweden. I mean, I hope it becomes an obvious thing here in Canada. If you have an Olympic member,
Jag tycker farten är bra.
and you employ an Olympic member, that you as a business realize that it's good for your business to try and help that that Olympic athlete.
Nej, nej. Bra Finn. Kom igen, kom igen, kom igen, kom igen. Långt ut.
nice split.
Jättebra Lulu.
Bra Lulu.
Bra Lulu. Bra Lisa.
In the fourth end, we saw a couple of shots very similar to this as far as location for Heather. Remember the one double she tried, she got the bad break, it jammed one of the stones in the back. There isn't any stones back there this time to have rocks jam onto.
Men alltså den curlar. Den låg inte kvar.
Got pills.
Firm.
No.
Yep.
No.
A little up.
Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Up.
Whoa!
Heather Godberson.
Girl.
And across.
Oh, so close.
And
Keep your weight.
behind.
Just kind of blaming yourself for the weight, but I didn't think it was a lot of weight. Did you, Linda?
No, I didn't, and she, as you can see, has the big edge at third position. She has been a bit of the story, even though Canada is down the point at the moment.
Nyberg has brought her numbers up just a little bit. Katharina, who works for a Swedish computer firm called Yes Computers, and they deal with the Microsoft Excel program and develop it for Swedish use.
Jag tror att den är i närheten
Jag tror att den är lite kortare. Det känns som att den är här för mig. Ja, ja. Dit är det bra. Jättebra. Bra, Katarina. Ja, hon åker sten nu. Normal.
We're up. We have up. Yep.
Hard! Roll it a bit, roll a bit.
Rolls it a bit.
It goes. I had to throw it, that goes.
Yeah, went hard.
Just looking for a little bit more of a roll, Victor.
Vill du ha mera?
Sweden going to the straighter of the two turns. Don't mind rolling out a little bit to get more separation.
Ja, det är bra. Det är med. Ska curla lite, ligger ganska bra. Ja! Nej! Ja. Nej, 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 nej! Oh. Inte igen.
Oh dear.
She threw that very well too. She threw that right up. It's one of those days that it just ran so straight. Danger with that turn, Linda. She didn't put that back. She were right behind that sheet, and she came right down the stick on that, and it just ran right down there.
But it is tough when you see occasion after occasion where your team has the chance and it's your rock that doesn't work out. That means that your skip has to play well, and Elisabet has played well.
Cathy Borst.
Yep. Whoa. Stop. Whoa.
Trailing by one without the hammer here in 8.
Whoa. Bad.
You can see that Cathy on a consistent basis is playing the inside-out turn where they have a little bit more control with the brushes. And
okay, great. Good shot. Yep. Nicely. Okay, good. Sorry. Let's give it a clean shot. Next side.
Updating the game between Germany and Norway as they play the 9th. They blanked 8. Final stone for Norway. And Dorty Nordby, who, as we say, celebrates her 34th birthday today. And this is a draw for 2. Flying 1, back 12. And for 2 for Norway in 9. And a 4-3 lead over Germany. And Andrea Schopp and the team from Garmisch-Partenkirchen will have the hammer coming home.
Elisabet with her in turn.
Just one of those strange games where there's been, as I mentioned, some funny things, some jams.
On this side, it'll run.
The walkover swept by Sweden. It's been a well-played game in many ways, but in other ways there have been some very glaring errors.
Firmer than the last. Not bad. Control it. Clean. Yep. Whoa.
Shot, Cathy.
Trying to keep the stone near the middle so a blank is tougher.
And that's what Sweden will try to do with their final stone on the 8th. So updating the standings with Denmark's win over Finland. Helena Black-Laversen moves to 6-1. And you can see that Canada and Sweden on the ice. One of those teams will move up. Germany trailing right now to Norway. If they come back to win it in 10, can move up 2, or Norway can bring them back. So 5 teams basically playing for the 4 playoff spots. The winner between Switzerland and Scotland will also keep themselves alive.
The only losses these 2 teams had, Sweden and Canada, the loss each was to Denmark. And Helena Black-Laversen has been playing so well.
Catch the corner and roll out, and a nice shot by the Swedish skip to blank this 8th. Sweden maintains control of the hammer, leading 4-3. It's another beautiful day here in Kamloops.
If you care, Simonize it. Get professional results at home with Simonized Gel Car Wash. Clean and enhance the shine of paint, leaving the protection of Teflon. Clean and protect your entire vehicle with Simonized Gel Protectant, bursting with nutrient-enriched beads. Each application revitalizes, nourishes, and adds the lasting protection of Teflon. The Simonized family of car care products are available at Canadian Tire.
I'm that new sponge who's trying to look like a Scotch-Brite scrub sponge. Oof. No, see, I really am. Just like a Scotch-Brite.
Everyone wants to be a Scotch-Brite scrub sponge, but only Scotch-Brite has this innovative system of scrubbing fibers that helps Scotch-Brite scour the toughest baked-on mess over 50% faster than any impersonator.
So I cut a few corners, but I'm just like a... No, thank you.
Everyone wants to clean like Scotch-Brite. Get the scour power of Scotch-Brite, another 3M innovation.
If I give you a clean sheet, what will you write? Will it be poetry or just plain English? If you have something to say it now, for soon my sheet will be filled, and this chapter will end, sure as the next will begin, with a clean sheet, new authors, and a million possibilities.
I'm the groundskeeper, and this is my world.
It all starts and ends right here.
Every day, I work at making this world a better place.
There's no place like home.
It's a good day to play ball. Jays,
A good
Expos,
day.
Mariners, Marlins, Tigers, Yankees, Orioles.
Friday night, the NBA's on TSN. Alonzo Mourning and the Miami Heat take on Marcus Camby and the Toronto Raptors. NBA basketball, Friday night on TSN.
Well, Thursday is going to be special here on TSN. It all starts, of course, with the Masters. And then at 5:30 p.m., that's Mountain Time in Alberta only, you'll see Cathy Borst's final round-robin game against Germany. And following that, you'll see Edmonton as they continue their run, hopefully for the playoffs, against Los Angeles Kings. That's at 8:30. But in the rest of the country, at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, you'll see Ottawa as the Senators try and make the playoffs against Pittsburgh. And right after hockey, you'll come to Kamloops and see Wayne Middaugh's final round-robin game against Scotland and David Smith. So it's going to be a terrific Thursday here on TSN, and it all starts with the Masters.
Väldigt bra spelad, Elisabet.
Well, Elisabeth with a nice shot to blank that end.
This is okay. It's short.
The only thing for Sweden, they made a nice come around this end. That's the red stone just on the edge of the button, but it is deep enough that Canada can get near the face of it and really complicate the issue for Sweden. As Sweden try to hold the hammer.
Where is it? 8. There. 8 butt. Mine's good. Yep. Wait, mine. The board line. Bob. Whoa. Bob. Room. Whoa, Bob. Whoa, open. Bob.
Sorry, I didn't hear you guys say bump.
I was saying it. It says there, Bob.
Sit, Brenner.
Just didn't want to bump it, wanted to sit on it. It's just...
Yeah, I know.
Now, if Sweden makes the good shot, they're setting up a 2. And the first one, the front forefoot one, will be very tough for Canada to get at.
Little hit and roll. Louise Marmont can make this. There she springs out of the hack.
Fint fart. Korten är rätt. Sätt dem här. Japp. Ja. Ja. Hårt. 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 Jättehårt. Ja. Egen långt ut. Kom igen.
And it'll roll too far and out the other side. Scotland has stolen in 8 to make it closer against Switzerland. Germany has the hammer coming home against Norway. Japan looking to win their first in control, playing the U.S. and Kerry Erickson from Bemidji. And Denmark has already won to improve their record to 6-1.
I like this. Ends up being the same shot if you make it.
Yeah. I just like it if we're sitting there. I like it if we're sitting here, she'll angle it in.
Yeah, that's nice.
I like this call too. It walks over there pretty well too, Linda.
What Canada's trying to do is protect against the 2, and that's why Cathy thought about hitting that outside one, but you can accomplish exactly the same thing and more if you can get into this area top forefoot, because Sweden won't be able to get rid of this rock. It'll be jammed onto something.
No line. Way out there. Way out. Short. No line.
8 foot only. It's coming down.
Okay,
8
come
foot
in,
only.
come in.
just got it out there a little bit or took too much ice.
Huh? Oh.
Well, if Elisabet
Jag
peels,
tycker det känns mycket bättre.
peels that, you'll give Cathy a chance at the double.
Could you not play the hit and the roll on it? Or is it
You could get to the rock and the rings for sure. You can see both sides of it.
Ja. Ja. Nej, nej.
What's her thinking here?
Her thinking is that she's thinking that the front zone is going to cause her a problem, but in that case, I think I would have been playing the Yellowstone.
You too?
Yes, but she played exactly the same shot with Louise's first.
So it rolled too far. I mean, you still, the hit and the roll behind cover is still there.
It is. And same player, just adjust the broom perhaps a little bit. Cathy's not going to go after those stones. She's going to protect.
The second shot rock.
Move tight. Soft. Line's okay. Line's good. Let it curl if you can. Let it curl. Got to bend. Make it curl over. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Let it go hard now. Hard.
You gotta get.
Sorry, Ray.
You go ahead, right.
Exactly the same thing. Need to bring it further to get it to curl. That's the wrong side to leave open.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. You have to, if you leave her the other side, if anything, you can't leave her this side.
Cathy knows that Sweden can hit now and flop in front of their own.
Shoot. Jag vill ha för fart. Ja, bara normal.
She can make people forget about her early misses here.
Nej. Nej.
Katharina Nyberg.
Nej. Nej. Ja. 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 Nej. Nej. Nej.
Bra, Katarina.
She threw that well, too. She threw the one down here very well, too, the one that ran straight on her. We're just right in behind that sheet. You can see her. She came straight down the stick, and it just...
They're playing her shots with a lot of weight, and sometimes that's really hurt them, that they have no chance to control it. And she has been on the broom on a lot of them, and it's just been the spot seemed to go straight.
Normal. I just want to throw normal.
Now the double.
Heather Gustafson. One, two.
That was normal, isn't it? Normal, little firm. No, it was close. 8-4. Yeah, that's good. Good job. Come on. Oh, I want to.
The stones were in a position where the double wasn't tough, but you still have to make good contact, and Heather did.
Med på den. Nej. Måste betala lite mer. Ja. Men ja. Ja. Nej. Ja. Ja. Nej. 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 Nej.
Nej. Det var så hårt. Dang it. Roll here. All right. Roll. Okay, run straight here, eh? No. This is where it moves. What? This. We weren't moving here. Remember? A bit more of that rock. Yeah? Okay, I'm lost it. Yeah. She had, what did she have?
No point us saying anything.
Okay, just control.
She's really a nice person. I get a kick out of Heather, I really do.
Yeah, she's pretty tough on herself.
Yeah, she sure is. Great team person. Just got to be careful when you do suggest the ice that you're right about it, other you drive you skip crazy.
Control.
Oh, the low.
Cathy Borst and her first
Just control. Just control.
in the ninth and trailing.
Not big.
Heather may be right, just maybe a touch too much ice.
This way. She's going to take the other turn to get a little bit.
Oh, that buzzed so hard. I like that turn.
I know, I couldn't take it.
Now, in this case, you can't take the inside-out turn because it's crossing the guard to get to the rock, and then it's curling too much to get any roll.
No question about that.
Of the two turns, as I mentioned at the start, this is the turn that Elisabet has thrown the best so far.
First stone for the Swedish skip, Gustafson, here in the ninth. She has the hammer. That centerline guard has been teasing them. We peek into the game between Germany and Norway. They play in the 10th. This is the final skip stone for Dorte Nordby of Norway, leading 4-3. Trying to make the takeout of a stone. There you see the red stone going, and it's now Norway lying 2. And the decision for Andrea Schopp is, if there's a double there, play for it and the win, or do you play for the single and a tie? And we'll get back to that once her decision is made. Cathy Borst.
She got that one going.
If I turned it or if it curled.
So Canada did not get what they hoped, and that was to force Sweden to have a tough shot, either to take one, or of course hoping for a steal. Sweden can just throw it through.
The throw through means the blank in 9, and Sweden will take the hammer through to the 10th and leading by 1, 4-3 over Canada. Sweden, Canada know that Denmark have already won, so the winner will keep pace. And now we go right next door to sheet B, and the decision's been made by Germany and Andrea Schopp. Double or play for the hit and 1 and a tie game.
You think she's playing the double, Linda?
That's what the ice looks like.
Yeah. And play the big weight double, try and win the game right here.
Win by Germany would move them to 6-1. Norway win would put them at 5-2 and bring Germany back. The 1988 world champion Andrea Schopp.
Yes, sir. She's coming big time. She's close.
Out of her hand, Jane Book-Cope and Heike Weilander got them. She'll roll over. Will she get shot?
Yes. It's a bit of a break.
Rolled over enough to get her single point to force an extra end. Germany, Norway. And Dorte Nordby will have the hammer and try to win it on her birthday. There's still so much more to come in this women's 7th draw.
The 1998 Ford World Curling Championships on TSN are brought to you by Ford Motor Company of Canada Limited, by Star Choice, Canada's leader in digital satellite television, and by AT&T Canada. AT&T Canada, it's all within your reach.
Since 1982, Scott's Paper has been the proud sponsor of the Scott Tournament of Hearts.
That's right, Gavin. Scott Towels has been there for the spills of victory.
And Scotty's was there for the disappointments of defeat. Oh, that was a tough loss.
Here's Sandra Schmerler and the Scott product team practicing their winning form.
What great action! That Scott team really delivers.
That was great. As always, the Scott Tournament of Hearts is brought to you by this family of fine Scott Paper products.
If you care, Simonize it. Get professional results at home with Simonize High Gloss Car Wax. The protection of Teflon in one easy step. Durable paint protection and a lasting shine. Clean and protect your entire vehicle with Simonize Gel Protectant, bursting with nutrient-enriched beads. Each application revitalizes, nourishes, and adds the lasting protection of Teflon. The Simonize family of car care products are available at Canadian Tire.
Hi, honey. Come see what we did when you were away.
You painted?
Confetti white. Solitary white. Scrimshaw?
White.
Well, top one.
Quality paint that goes on easily. Home Hardware Beauty Tone comes in over 1,000 fashionable colors. And with our no quibble guarantee.
Home Hardware, help is close to home.
Good job. Nice color.
We've got a history, a way of making memories, a place you wanna be. Oh, tonight, it's never been more right. You see the world in a different light. Alright, I'll see you tonight.
I first started on a rink just like this.
Elvis Stoico knows what it takes to be a champion.
It takes hard work to deliver a top performance.
Like McCain Frozen Punch delivers the real fruit taste of real fruit juice for champions like Elvis Stoico. McCain Frozen Punch in a choice of thirst-quenching flavors like grape, orange, and fruit punch. So get the jump-on taste, the year-round taste of real fruit juice in McCain Frozen Punch.
McCain, now that's top taste performance.
Switzerland has won over Scotland 10-5, so the Swiss keep themselves alive. Germany and Norway go to the extra end, and Norway, Nordi Nordby has the hammer. Japan wins their first. Congratulations to Mayumi Okotsu from Tokoro. And Denmark, for the moment, alone in first place at 6-1. So the updated standings as they are right now, with 2 games still on the ice. Denmark at 6-1. Canada, Germany, Sweden all have the chance to join them. Norway is at 4-2 and has a chance to bring Schott back. And the Swiss, with their win, to remain at 4 losses. Outside chance. Here it's Sweden, after 2 blanks, controlling the hammer, and up 4-3.
It was an interesting start to the end, and that Canada got their stones out in front. Sweden did not make the ticks, the maneuvering to try and get those stones off the front without actually removing them. But as soon as Brenda Bomer played her first, and that's the one in the back of the 4, Louise Marmont, the second for Sweden, made the perfect double peel.
Absolutely perfect double peel, Linda. Got them both, got the shooter over the boards. Great shot by Louise.
Är den där bak eller? Ja, vi får se. Jag kan ta den. Ja, då. Bra, Lolo. Bra, Lolo. Bra, Lolo.
I mentioned how determined and feisty Louise is, and she's crawled her way to a terrific 83%.
Crawled through.
She's something, isn't she?
You and Victor are tough to stay up with.
Oh.
Especially early in the morning.
Now, I mean, walk into the Elisabet Curling Club, and there's that sign saying the ice maker really appreciates you taking your hands off the ice. You've all seen them.
Yep.
Are ice makers a little upset with that kind of crawling around?
Yep.
Or is it is that a not necessarily a
Okay,
problem.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Just, I'm curious.
Yeah, the warm hand is the worst, the bare hand on the ice. The clothing protects the ice somewhat, although I'm sure it does do something to the pebble when you move around like that. Could it come down to a key third stone here to try and set up a steal for Canada?
Oh, yeah. We'll see again.
And Katharina Nyberg will run off the front.
I get more.
Tight.
Got a little
Whoa,
more
guys, whoa.
Tight. Clean it.
It's all
Whoa.
tight.
Just clean it. Come down. Clean it. Clean it.
Whoa. It's coming down. Just clean. It's tight. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Whoa. That's good, guys.
Whoa.
No.
The last of the third stones.
Ja. Ja, det ser bra ut. Och rent bara. Rent bara. Det ser bra ut. Bra, Katarina. Bra.
And two very nice peels, and we have said that even though her numbers have been down, it seems that it's just she's been caught in more situations that didn't seem to be her fault. So in fairness to her, she's finished well, and some of those shots I'm sure she'll think back on, but it really wasn't all her problem.
A couple for sure. The one that they brushed all the way down and slipped through was definitely not her fault. And she threw a couple of really good out-turns right up the stick that just reacted so differently.
I still think she might have a straight rock.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that you have to consider when you see stones react like that. But her skip has come back with wonderful shots, and that's maybe been the difference in this game, those numbers for Elisabet Gustafson.
Whoa, whoa, line. Whoa, line. Weight's there. Whoa. Just let it die. Clean, clean, clean. On its own, tight. Clean. Clean.
Whoa.
Whoa. Just clean, just clean.
Very nice. Ooh, that is fast. Someone else.
Brenner, same kick.
Nice guard.
Ja. We know that they've got the tough haul these last couple of days, and that some teams like Sweden are going to play well against them. Canada has not had a bad game. You have to just keep plugging away if you don't take this win.
Gustafson will run off the front.
Playing the peel with a good guard, you can force Elisabet to make the very good shot. Despite the top 12 foot. Would be perfect.
Fighting.
Oh.
And of course you go back and get the big rock and
But the reason you want it in is Sweden is ahead a point.
Yeah.
If it was tied, you would expect that Elisabet would draw, and with that one in the back of the 4-foot, the draws made that much easier for her. But you're nervous when you're up the point, and the second one is drawn in by your opponent. So you would have to make a decision if you were Sweden, if Cathy can get that good biter right in front of shot rock.
just half in the 12 foot.
A little more. Tight, right on. 12 foot.
12 foot.
Footer in. Maybe 8. Clean, coming down, clean. Still on front. Still on 12.
I know. Whoa.
Maybe 8.
Whoa.
Shot.
Not bad, Linda.
You like that there, too?
Yeah, that's a good shot.
All right, Linda, what should you do? You play down to the, you just make the cold draw, play for the cold draw, and if you play to the back one, or do you go to the other side and not use the backing?
You can play the double, too, couldn't you? If you roll, you don't make the double, you give up one only.
Ooh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Sure.
That's what she's thinking
Sure,
about.
play the double and try and get the double for the win. If you miss the double, then you're going to remove one of them, aren't you?
Jag tycker dragningen
Because you're
känns
one up.
lite knivigare nu. Det finns ju risk att man kan gå in någon av från båda sidorna.
That's why you didn't want...
Dubbeln är väl nästan... Dubbeln tycker jag ser lättast ut. Är inte dubbeln nästan lättast?
Det bästa alternativet.
This is a big decision, and the whole team is together to make it. I think this is a good idea. And they're hitting.
Ska vi träffa den då?
I mean, if she hits this right on the nose, she should get both, right?
Exactly. And that's what you have to think if you're the skip. It is a nose hit. The
It's
same
like-
kind of takeout you've played all games.
Exactly, and that's why you wanted it just half in the 12 and just, you know, to entice her into maybe drawing to the against 2 to the 4-foot or...
And another thing, too, is she doesn't have to hold the shooter. She just has to clear the ring. She's up by 1, 4-3, Sweden leading with final stone to come here in 10.
She hits it right on the nose, Vic. She can make the double. Right on the nose almost. She's gone to this turn. I thought she would play the other turn. They've been playing mostly the other turn down there.
Jag vill inte hamna kvar på den sidan, Lina. Finns ju någon.
Canada in danger of losing their second and falling back as Sweden tries to keep pace with Denmark. Move to 6-1. Final stone out of her hand. Persson, Marma on the nose, get them both, and they do.
Terrific double takeout.
Sweden will get one here in 10. The final 5-3. Sweden wins it over Canada. And Elisabet Gustafson, the two-time world champion, improves to 6-1, and Canada, Cathy Borst, falls to 5-2.
Jaha, tack. 20,89.
And it's 2 games for the Canadian women today. And now Cathy will try and bounce back against Dordy Nordby. And we'll have that for you in draw 8 of women's play following Blue Jays and Twins. And Dordy Nordby is currently on the ice against Germany in an extra end. 4-4 tie. And Nordby does have the hammer in the extra. And this is Andrea Schopp as we play the first skip stone.
Well, Norway is sitting right at the back of the tee line, just behind the button. And Andrea Schopp has gone out to try and freeze to the face of it.
She has the long center line guard, which would also provide a bit of protection for it.
She's been playing very, very well this year in this round robin. She was very disappointed in her display at the Olympics, and she's come here very determined. Doherty has the last rock in this end.
With that guard being so long, and what we seem to be seeing on most sheets is good movement, I would think it really doesn't come into play for any sorts of tap backs in this situation.
It's a very big game for the Norwegian skip, two-time world champion.
Well, has a chance now to move into a tie with Canada at 5-2, while Germany could be brought back as well.
This is a lot of weight.
I don't know if it was enough to push it.
Well, she got fortunate that she really touched it that far.
And it looks like the red stone is shot. That's Germany. So here are the updated standings. Sweden's win moves them into a first place tie with Denmark. Germany sits at 5-1. The loss for Andrea Schopp would bring her back. Norway, we could have a three-way tie for second with 3 teams at 5-2.
Well, Doherty knows that she may have a similar type shot on her next one. I just think, Ray, it was too much weight.
There's no question, just threw too much weight at it.
It looks like there's nice curl in that spot.
The path was fine. She has an in-off a shot that sits out in the 12-foot that she may have to look at if Andrea gets this to the top of the 4-foot in front of the tee line. The draw could be very difficult for Doherty. You certainly don't want to slip behind the button here. This looks like a lot of weight too.
No, 2 big mistakes in a row. Leaves the whole 4-foot for Doherty.
Yeah. I mean, she can see the stone in the red stone, but I don't know why you wouldn't just draw down. She just played a draw there. You know the path. You've actually seen 3 draws down there. You know, this looks like the obvious shot to me, just to come down and catch the 4-foot. Yes, this is open back there, and you could play the hit and just you know, sit there and win the game. There's no question, but we've seen this path used, so
you could draw in with the in turn, go a little wider if you were uncertain of getting through this hole. We have not seen the sheet of ice. Both skips through extra weight, so we didn't see the reaction with draw weight in that spot. But she has the whole 4-foot and just really that one very long guard up, blocking her way to it.
The only thing about coming this way is that you do have to maybe go to a bit of a frost line. And when you know the path of the outturn is, I mean, we haven't been on this sheet, so we haven't been covering it. We don't know how it's running, so you know, we maybe should hold our judgment. But we just watched 2 outturn draws to the 4-foot. Both of them were heavy, but the path looked very, very simple.
And maybe that's what she's thinking about here.
She's going to play this hit. She's going to play the hit
and roll in.
If she gets any piece, she hits it on the nose, and the yellow will jam the back red one, and the red one will go out. So she's decided to play a hit as opposed to a draw. Nose hit wins it for her. Doesn't take much time when she's ready to go. There's the little swing of the arm, Victor. Concentration.
Gets herself all cranked up to bring Germany back and to move herself up. Doherty Nordby, Marianne Aspelin, Kristen Toslovsek got it by. There's the hit. There's the shot stone. There's the win for the birthday girl, Doherty Nordby.
That was great sweeping because it looked like it took off. Came very close to that guard.
It was great sweeping, and the front end signal back to her was no rotation. She had no rotation on the handle.
Norway and Doherty Nordby will win it 6-4 the final, improving their record to 5-2, bringing Germany back and leaving Canada in a 3-way tie behind the leaders, Denmark and Sweden. Sweden wins over Canada, handing Cathy Borst her second loss. Switzerland stays at 4 losses, but it's even going to be a struggle for the Swiss if they can stay there. Norway wins in a thrilling extra end. Japan and the team from Tokoro win their first, and Denmark go to 6-1. That's the way to celebrate your birthday. But that's all the celebration. Remember, Norway plays Canada tonight. No more celebrating.
Ja, men hadde den røde.
Der er så lurete. Plutselig putter du på en meter.
I don't want to play this. The way the 3s and 4s and 5s are going this game. Huh? Real hard for real hard! Hard, guys! Real hard! Hard, real hard!
Next March, Canada's best curlers and best curling fans will unite in Edmonton for the last shootout of the century. Take the first shot now at the best seats in the house.
If you care, Simonize it. Get professional results at home with Simonized Gel Car Wash. Clean and enhance the shine of paint, leaving the protection of Teflon. Clean and protect your entire vehicle with Simonized Gel Protectant, bursting with nutrient-enriched beads. Each application revitalizes, nourishes, and adds the lasting protection of Teflon. The Simonized family of car care products are available at Canadian Tire.
Turning point.
Well, a big steal in the 6th end gave her control of the game, but a wonderful double here in the 10th end that won it for her. Cathy Borst comes a little too deep in the rings. Give her a chance, hits it on the nose, makes the double, and that's your victory.
Sweden wins at 5-3 over Canada, keeping Sweden tied for first place. A cash donation will be made to the Coaching Association of Canada for the training and development of coaches in amateur sport on behalf of TSN. Sweden wins it, handing Canada their second loss. Elisabet Gustafson, the two-time world champion, is with Linda.
Thanks, Vic. Elisabeth, we were just chatting, and I said what a terrific game, and of course a big one to stay at the top of the standings.
Yeah, it was very good, and I think we really need to win these last games to at first reach the playoff, but then to have a good chance in the playoff.
And these last few games, unlike some years, are everybody at the top playing each other. You don't always see that. It's going to be tough.
It's going to be very tough, and it's going to be very interesting for all the spectators. It's going to be good games.
Now, in the last end, you had a decision to make with your last shot, and we're going to have a look at it. You had to decide if you were going to draw or hit, and here it comes. Tell us about it.
Oh, yeah, I felt that it was a little bit easier when the ice was very straight at this point, so it was a little bit easier to make the double, because the draw, okay, it could have been okay, but still there was a little risk to hit the yellow one, and then my own would roll out, and then we lose everything.
The team's playing pretty well. I did mention that I thought third Katarina got caught in a couple of spots where it didn't look like she threw it badly and things didn't work for her.
No, Katarina is usually very, very strong third, so I was a little bit surprised. I guess maybe it could be been a rock.
So we think the teams are looking great. It's going to be interesting. We thank you for joining us, and thank you for a great game.
Oh, thanks a lot, Linda.
Vic?
Always a pleasure. Sweden wins and ties Denmark. Those two lead the standings at 6-1, and you can see Canada with the loss drops down to, with Germany and Norway now at 5-2. The Swiss win to stay at 4 losses, but you can see 4 might be too much. Scotland's loss all but does them in, and then the 3 teams at 6 losses, and the Japanese did win their first over the USA. Boy, not much time here at the Riverside Coliseum. The ice makers preparing the sheets of play for the men's draw. Coming up, Wayne Middaugh will play Germany.
At Ford, we're working on a new fuel cell with Canada's Ballard Power Systems. It uses hydrogen to make electricity. One day, it could power your vehicle. The exhaust would be nothing but clean, hot water. Go from Saskatoon to the coast, and you'd have enough water to take a bath. While others dream, we drive forward, never slowing, never stopping.
Searching for anything and everything in sports. It's all right here. The ultimate sports search engine. TSNScout.com. Why search anywhere else?
The 1998 Ford World Curling Championships on TSN are brought to you by Ford Motor Company of Canada Limited, by Karcher, quality cleaning equipment, by Labatt, good things brewing, and by Simonize Car Care Products. If you care, Simonize it. Simonize is available exclusively at Canadian Tire.
Boy, that steal of one by Sweden. One mistake, really, for Canada. The missed angle double by Cathy Borst. She loses 5-3, and Cathy's with Linda.
Cathy, really, it was a back-and-forth game, as we were just chatting about. And the one chance you had for the run back where they stole the point, that might have been the difference.
Yeah, I think that was the turning point, as they call it. We just missed that one. I thought we could hold it out there, but we hadn't seen a lot of interns played there. I really wasn't quite sure of what it was going to do. And we took our chances to hope that they could hold it, and it, missed it by an inch or two. So that did cost us eventually, but they played well. The other team did.
The ice was a little bit tricky in that it had good movement, and then some spots ran a little bit straighter. So on this run back, was that a spot that just curled a bit for you?
Well, it was. We hadn't played a lot of it, so I was just worried that. Oh, here it is, right here. Maybe it was my weight. I thought maybe I threw board, didn't I? Maybe not. Yeah, it looks like I did, but it curled a little bit too much, and they swept as hard as they could. It seemed to go right out of my hand, though. Like, I threw it good, and then all of a sudden it was curling. So
it was a game where you didn't feel like you had a lot of control, you just mentioned to me. Now, the skip played very well. Elisabet had a good game.
Yeah, she did. She had her weight, and she seemed to, when she had to make the big draws, she did, and she had, they froze perfectly on the rocks in the back of the house. They played well.
Well, you're in good position. Lots of exciting games still to come, but we congratulate you on a great week and look forward to the rest.
Thanks. Yeah, we're going to have to just sharpen it up just a little bit and hope that we can win one of our next two.
Vic?
A reminder coming up on TSN tonight. Starts with baseball tonight at 7:30 Eastern Time in Rod Smith. Then the Blue Jays and Twins, after the Twins won big yesterday. And then we'll be back with you immediately following Blue Jays baseball for Draw 8 in women's play. As Cathy Borst says she wants to sharpen it up a bit, and she'll have to against the two-time world champion, Doherty Nordby. Stay with us on TSN. Coming up, WCW Nitro. So till we talk with you again tonight from the Riverside Coliseum and these Ford World Curling Championships, remember, Canada's most comprehensive curling coverage is here on TSN.
See it, live it. TSN, the official network of World Cup '98.